Hello, please leave a message after the tone.
Alan, it's Matt from Ultimate Wrestling in New Zealand. How you doing? Look, mate, we're planning a big show for February 10th. Now, word is that you're the man to speak to. What I want you to do is I want you to put together a team of Aussies, come on over here, and we'll have ourselves a big trans-Tasman rivalry. February 10th, we'll see you in Christchurch, mate. Thanks.
Let's get them together, shall we?
The team was looking good. Docherty and the UCW were in for the shock of a lifetime. But I wanted more than that. I needed a little more spice. The kind of spice that would bring the toughest men to tears. For that, I needed a woman. And I knew just the one.
So why am I here? And what's with the camouflage? What? Sonny's indoors. Who are you trying to be? You think you're a big man, do you? You think you're gonna drag me all the way down here just so you can put your hands on me?
Look, Docherty called.
Do you want a gold medal?
Wants me to put a team of 5 together. Head over there, cause a bit of a ruckus with the New Zealand boys. Avery, I'd be honoured if he would be part of that team.
No. No way. I hate the country. I hate its people. Bunch of lifeless.
No, see, that's why I need you. That kind of mentality, that mindset. Be perfect for my team.
No.
Do you think we're going over there to forge some kind of relationship? You think we're diplomats? No. This is about degradation. This is about leaving a stain so dark in Docherty's mind that every time he thinks of Australia, he sees my face, he sees your face, smiling, mocking, laughing.
Who else is going?
Myself, of course. You, should you accept. The dinosaur, Red.
That's 4. Who's the 5th? Rock paintings? This looks like it's come from a caveman.
Caveman, Ugg to be precise. He's the 5th member.
It's a terrible idea. I like it. I'm in.
And there you have it. The Superior 5.
Wherever he stands, stacks of green paper in his red right hand. Soaking through the floor. And buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, stealing your mind, and all that was real is left behind. 'cause you feel the feeling taking over. It's fire, it's freedom, it's flooded open. It's a picture in the puppet and your blood devotion. There's something breaking at the brick of every wall. It's holding all that you know. So tell me, do you want to go? Where it's carrying on color lines, where the runaways will run out the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. We light it up, we won't come down. And the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. Colossal we come, these renegades in the ring. The lost get found, every crown of the circus king. Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's so many this rolling for this goes and stuff. It's blinding up, shining, it's shining, you know. Just a minute, 'cause you're coming and you wanna go. Where it's carrying on color lines, where the runaways will run in the night. Impossible goes through, intoxicating you. We won't come down, and the sun can't stop us now. Watching it come true, we're taking over you. It's everything you ever want, it's everything you ever need. Let's get right in front of you. This is where you wanna be. It's everything you ever want, it's everything you ever need. Let's get right in front of you. This is where you wanna be.
Right. Come here, young lady. You, my dear, were terrible. Absolutely terrible. Terrible performance, terrible. It's fitting, very fitting. See a bunch of sheep out here with no shepherd. That's the problem. Look at you. Pathetic. Every single one of you. Oh. Look at you. Look at yourselves. What's the matter with you? Come down here. You'll find out just how full of shit I am. I'm down here because this place is lifeless. Dochetty needed someone to add a spark to the stagnation that's in front of us all, in the locker room out there. They put together a team, Superior 5 from Australia, to represent Australia against this flag here. A bunch of people with no sense of who they are. But it's time to introduce them. First one is Avery. She's there. Second, Kellyanne. Big Red. I think you'll find her quite formidable. Third, we'll go back to our Neanderthalic roots with Caveman Ugg. Of course, I'm Alan Payne, but you already knew that. Let us get this thing started to bring out the final member of the Superior 5. And then it's a Jurassic Park! Sid Parker!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, apologies if you've just joined us to find the nefarious chief of the Australian team in the ring, gloating us proud Kiwis. Welcome, everybody, to Ultimate Invasion at a sold-out Riccarton Event Centre. I'm the voice that makes you moist, Jimmy King, joined at ringside by the one and only Rusty Blade, who is Hate to say it, decked out like a moron. Rusty, what are you thinking?
Jimmy King, I always thought that patriotism was the refuge of scoundrels. I go where the money is, I go where the winners are. I'm backing Australia.
We'll have to agree to disagree, and if they do lose, we might have to deport you with them. It appears that we're going to get underway with, well, beyond the one of the more remarkable members of their team by the looks of things.
I'll tell you something, Jimmy King. One thing I noticed while those dancers were out there were a lot of guys with their baseball caps on their laps. I don't know what that was all about, but certainly had me interested.
We'll keep it to facts to this, but now, coming to the ring right now, along with his tag team partner, who I'm believed to believe is called Caveman. I hope I am pronouncing it correct. Is a man going by the name of Sid Parker. He is an interesting looking individual, to say the least.
The Jurassic Punk, one of the finest young wrestlers in Australasia. The man has wrestled in England. The man has won championships in single competition and tag team competition. And you know what I'm looking forward to, Jimmy King? You know why I'm so excited?
You're going to have to enlighten me, because looking at you, it looks like you're excited because the Australians may have an edge on the Kiwis.
It's because this man is going to wrestle Marc Morales, and he's going to eat him alive.
We'll have to agree to disagree. The tale of the tape tells a different story, Rusty.
Morales is not going to know what bit him.
This crowd appears to have spotted a weakness, perhaps, in this entrance.
This crowd are shamelessly biased and one-eyed. Typical New Zealand audience, all they think about is Kiwi, Kiwi, Kiwi. They're not looking at the quality of this team. Look at these people, champions, every single one of them. This is undeniably the superior five.
I can't agree with this. Colonel Bob Sheridan is a legend when it comes to announcing, and this lizard person has just disrespected him catastrophically.
I think he was just introducing himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our opening contest. It is scheduled for one fall. It is our first fight of our Trans-Tasman Clash. Ladies and gentlemen, representing New Zealand, give it up for Marc Morales!
Comes Marc Morales. The youngster had a breakout 2017 and accompanying himself to the ring with some chocolate milk, where perhaps he would be better off to being accompanied by some actual people as backup.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot more than chocolate milk to help Morales tonight.
He does look energetic. I can tell you one thing, Rusty. This competition is going to be a competition of speed. It's not going to be technical. It's not going to be filled with big hits. It's going to be whoever doesn't get ground down will be the victor.
Well, when you want to talk about speed, agility and athleticism, the Jurassic Punk has it all, but he also has the X Factor, and the X Factor is unpredictable, violent and vicious.
I'm going to have to disagree with you. Yes, he may be unpredictable, but Marc Morales has still got a lot left in the tank. I've watched him wrestle for the past year and have been thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, the problem with watching Morales wrestle is, of course, that his matches are so short. I seem to remember his Aftershock Championship reign, which was more of a drizzle, as I recall. All over, and most members of the audience blinked and missed
Look
it.
at this Sid Parker trying to get inside Marc Morales' head.
Well, that'll
Your referee for
probably
the
be
evening
because
is
that's the
Danny
tastiest
Soul.
part. No, to be fair, Morales is an up-and-coming young athlete. The problem for him is that Sid Parker is already at the top of his game. Morales, a long way to go yet.
Let's look at the tail of the tape. With Sid Parker, current BCW heavyweight champion, current Melbourne City Wrestling Tag Team champion, along with the Caveman at ringside. I must admit, it is unfair Danny Soul is leaving all of this at ringside. And we're underway.
Well, I think that tells you the difference between the teams. Team Australia out there supporting each other. That's very collegial. That's very encouraging. Where are the New Zealanders? too scared, perhaps? Or do they just not care?
Well, what you missed while you were gloating about your Australian counterparts or compatriots maybe looking at you. Marc Morales evaded the first onslaught.
Yeah, well, that's probably as close to a win as he's going to get.
And this crowd getting behind the local boy Marc Morales.
Well, somebody's got to be behind him. Parker, in fact, look at that makeup. Quite magnificent. He's got an artistic young man.
See, Marc Morales trying to get inside Sid Parker's head, correction, and he was having none of it.
Well, I don't think anybody really wants to be inside Sid Parker's head because I would say it is a very disturbed place to be.
Early power advantage, Sid Parker driving Morales back off that lockup.
Well, I would think would have the edge in power. Certainly got the reach. Morales maybe a shade faster.
And this is what I'm talking about. Morales is letting himself get distracted by the members of the Australian team at ringside.
Well, that's not the Australian teammates' fault. That's Morales' fault. He has to focus on the job at hand. Let's see if he can manage it.
Classic test of strength.
Yeah, it's working out well for him.
Not the best result.
Yeah, if this is the best that New Zealand can put up for a fight, it's not looking promising.
Here comes the agility of Morales on display. Oh, and
Parker breaks, going to the ropes.
Parker,
perfectly legitimate.
Parker not liking that taste of his own medicine. And again, Morales letting himself get distracted by ringside.
You've got to remember, Jimmy, it is perfectly legitimate to use the ropes to enforce a break in wrestling. Nothing illegal has happened.
And Sid Parker dispensing with the pleasantry, so to speak, and going straight to the bang. Oh, vicious chop. You could hear the impact from where we're commentating.
Yeah, I must admit that made me wince. And again. Aren't you loving this, Jimmy? Isn't this fabulous?
Early days, Rusty, early days. And Morales, agility. Seems to be taking Sid Parker a little bit by surprise here. Look at this.
Incredible quickness by both these men.
And advantage Morales. A big flying knee takes down the Australian in for the cover. 1 count.
Yeah, not even close.
Oh, and here we go. Again with the numbers advantage.
Avery did not do a thing. She stood up there and asked a question.
Cover. Oh, blatant choke. Danny Sol should get in there.
And again, got to play by the rules. Sid Parker broke before the count. Perfectly legitimate. I like this man.
There seems to be a mean streak a mile wide in Sid Parker. Really going to work on Marc Morales.
Well, it's one of the things I like about him, Jimmy. I think a mean streak is a major advantage in professional wrestling.
Blatant choke in the corner.
And
Danny Sol very much fighting to keep control of the situation.
Well, Danny Sol, I could raise some interesting questions about his officiating in the past. Let's hope he gets it right tonight.
And a vicious stomp to the digits on Marc Morales.
Yeah, to be fair, we're not seeing a lot of offence from the young Cantabrian. Finding this hard going against an opponent as experienced as Parker.
And Parker really not endearing himself to this honestly partisan crowd.
Well, frankly, who cares what the crowd think? What matters is who wins or loses.
And again, another blatant choke. Danny Sol needs to get on top of this. He cannot let this keep happening.
Oh, cry me a river, Jimmy.
There's probably some sad irony there to Marc Morales copping a beating from his own chocolate milk.
Well, I think that's what we call poetic justice. Looks like the Caveman's going to try a taste of it. No, Sid Parker is.
Oh, and the ultimate disrespect. That is disgusting. Then down the front of what appears to be a thoroughly unwashed loincloth on Uggs the Caveman. And Morales firing back.
Well, maybe that chocolate milk gave him a bit of a boost.
Oh, maybe the sheer disrespect. Misses wildly and caught with a stiff kick.
What a brilliant move by Sid Parker.
Lateral press, 2 counts.
So close.
The impact in that kick, just spectacular. I don't understand how Morales kicked out of that, face full of chocolate milk and all.
Credit to the lad for kicking out, but he might have been wiser just to take the 3 count and get out of there.
Oh, lower back and driven into that bottom turnbuckle.
Yeah, giving Morales a different perspective on the world.
And again, Payne predicament. Near full 2 count. How Morales managed to roll through that's anyone's guess.
Well, he might be more stupid, or more brave than he is stupid. Frankly, against Sid Parker, I think the youngster is best to actually just give it away.
Deep arm and another. Oh, again, Sid Parker, I suppose, showing his experience here.
Absolutely, cuts the youngster off.
Morales with a miraculous, almost instinctual hip toss.
Yeah, but again, he's not showing any follow-through. He's taken an awful beating in this match.
And the crowd getting behind young Marc Morales.
Yeah, it's nice that the members of the audience here know 3 letters of the alphabet. Morales now stooping to a bit of, just brawling essentially. He knows he can't out-wrestle Sid Parker.
I beg to disagree. Out of the 2 of them, Sid Parker's been the one brawling. Now this is dangerous, going high impact this early.
Absolutely.
But surely that's not a blatant bite. Are you, Danny Soul, get in there.
I don't think that Danny could actually see that clearly from the angle he was at.
Distracted by these Australian members.
Sensational!
Fantastic missile drop kick. And Sid Parker pinning
Forget about
predicament. And foot on the ropes, 2 count. Good officiating, Danny Soul.
Yeah, interesting he sees that when it's a wrestler he likes.
Now, Rusty, judge every match on its merits.
Yeah, Judge Danny Soul on his as well.
Yeah, it's unique offense, and the foot is on the rope, so surely he should be breaking this.
Well, that's what I mean about Parker being unpredictable. He can attack. Just a friendly reminder.
Now, he has been methodical, stomping across all of these exposed limbs of young Marc Morales.
He has. He's wearing the youngster down in all body parts, to be honest.
He's getting rid of that protective padding on his knee. This must be some sort of plan. This doesn't bode well for Marc. Up and Ushigoroshi, beautifully executed. Marc Morales buying himself some precious time.
Yep, that was a fine counter by the youngster, but again, he's taken such a beating he's not able to follow up with it.
And you see the numbers game at ringside.
Now, again, Kellyanne didn't lay a finger on him.
You can't see that from here, Rusty. What I saw was definite contact.
Well, you need better glasses, my friend. Could I recommend mine?
Both Parker and Morales off their feet, struggling. Morales getting up first, allowing himself again to get stiff double knees into the bottom rope.
Yeah, you talk about disrespectful.
Lateral press. 2 count only. Close fall.
Yeah, again, he hasn't worn the Australian down enough to get the pin at this stage. Both these guys very resilient, as you'd expect from the lighter weights.
The crowd really letting the Australian team know what they think.
And again, the crowd can say whatever they like, doesn't make any difference.
Firing himself up, scouted by Parker, clubbing forearm.
Yeah, attempted the counter, didn't quite work out for him.
And returned by Morales. Going up second rope. Oh, misses and misses badly. The impact on the back of his neck.
Yeah, it looked like he was showboating again. This could be it.
2 count only. Close fall. Morales still in this contest.
Well, again, how much more of a beating does this youngster really want to take?
Well, do I see a little bit of trepidation forming in the members of the Australian team at ringside? And Morales is showing a lot of heart by staying in this competition.
Well, I
Kingston Eclipse for the Ultimate Heavyweight Championship. Unfortunately, due to our hopeless referee, it didn't quite go his way.
And I echo those sentiments.
So tonight we're going to have a... Okay. One or two. So I can confirm that both Butch and Luke are here, which is good. Because Luke basically had the worst possible luck when it came to flights over the last 24 hours. And it is a very, very... he is here, luckily. Very, very luckily. No thanks to Jetstar, you bunch of tossers.
And of course, stress all that, you would not be a fan of the Bushwackers there, Rusty.
Well, that's a story for later in the show, but I have a few opinions.
A triple threat match for the Aftershock Heavyweight Championship. And that match is coming up right now. But you will all know, if you have been to our previous shows, that Dr. Feelgood, aka Wilbur the King, is currently our Aftershock Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, unfortunately, Wilbur, being a musician, and we all know what musicians are like, has decided that he is going to reform his band, which means that Wilbur will no longer be defending the Aftershock title, so we're going to have a match tonight to crown a new champion.
Well, it shores up the odds of the two people remaining in this match.
So,
Indeed.
we promised you a triple threat match, and it will be a triple threat match. So it's going to be Axl, which is Ultimate Wrestling newbie, this is his first show tonight, versus the genetic the genetic pitbull.
Oh, calm
Haydn
down,
Daniels,
have to be impartial.
that you may remember from TV3's Married at First Sight.
Who's third?
Which he doesn't like it if you mention, so don't mention TV3's Married at First Sight when he comes out here. He doesn't like that. And it's going to be against a mystery opponent, which I'm not going to tell, otherwise it can be a mystery. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get that match started. So I'm going to hand over to my friend Lieutenant Dan Hennessy to announce the competitors. And I hope you guys have a good night. I'm sorry it's so hot. I'm sweating like a rapist, and I've been in here for like 3 minutes. So, guys,
I didn't quite catch what he said, but I hope we catch that.
Probably just as well.
Lieutenant Dan, over to you, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the triple threat match? Make some noise!
Can't speak for you, Rusty, but I am amping for this
The
triple
following
threat
contest
match.
is scheduled for
Guaranteed
one
new
fall.
champion.
It is for the
Absolutely
Aftershock
one of the most
Heavyweight
prestigious
Championship.
belts
Making
around.
his Ultimate Wrestling debut from Wellington, here is Axl.
Now, Rusty, I have to admit, being an Ultimate man myself, I'm not familiar with Axl, but I believe that you may have seen one of his matches.
Well, this man has dominated professional wrestling in the Wellington region for the last decade. There isn't a championship up there that he has not won. That's single competition, that's tag team competition. Axl has won it all. And now he has come to Christchurch.
And you're exactly right, he's come to Christchurch, he's come to Ultimate. This is the big show New Zealand wrestling. This is a different ballgame. It doesn't matter what you've done elsewhere. It doesn't matter what you've done in other promotions. It starts again here. But it does show exactly how highly he thought of the championship opportunity on debut.
Absolutely, he is a class act. He's tough, he's big, surprisingly fast, and also
And his opponent, star of TV3's Married at First Sight, 107 kgs of manhood, the genetic pitbull, Haydn Daniels!
Now, I'll be the first to admit, especially after our last show, Soul Survivor, I'm not Haydn Daniels' biggest fan.
No, I think it's quite clear that Haydn Daniels is Haydn Daniels' biggest fan. That's always been the case.
Just to refresh your memory, the last time we saw Haydn Daniels, he beat my beloved Wrecking Crew with some over-the-hill washed-up hat called Bag Bathwell, I believe.
Well, and let's face it, yes, Daniels can look pretty cool and pretty tough when he's got an international celebrity wrestler with him. Let's see how he does with no one in his corner but himself tonight.
Putting on my impartial hat, I have to say he is in phenomenal ring-ready shape. When was the last time you saw Axl compete?
I think Axl competed in November, December
And
last
the third
year.
competitor, ladies and gentlemen, making
So
his
he is still
long-awaited
very
return to
much
Ultimate
an active
Championship Wrestling.
Maybe a
Here
bit
is
rusty. Who's in
Hustler!
history? What? Are you kidding me? When was the last time we saw Hustler? He's here! Incredible!
Well, what a comeback from this man.
2017 was plagued by injuries, and it appears this crowd hasn't forgotten about the Hustler, the man from the rough-cut streets of Diamond Harbour.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this question, Jimmy King. If he's such a successful hustler, why does he dress so badly?
You don't spend money on clothes when you're hustling for a living, Rusty. The young kids all know that, and I expect your generation don't quite understand it. I must say, though, again, putting on my impartial hat here, he does give up a bit in size and a bit in weight.
He does indeed. He'll be the lightweight in this one. As you said, he's had a lot of injury concerns over the last couple of years.
Doesn't appear to have missed too much of a step, agilely flying over that top rope.
Well, it's early days yet. Let's see how he gets on. My problem with Hustler, apart from his dress sense, is he's kind of a perennial also-ran. He's always there or thereabouts, but never quite good enough to go all the way.
And official Danny Soul doing the formalities. We should be getting this match over more than anything else, I suppose, Rusty, is a loss for words. This triple threat on, and a reminder, the vacant Aftershock title is on the line. We will get a new champion tonight.
Absolutely, and I think three guys who are impressive wrestlers. As I say, the man I'm putting my money on would be Axl.
Three very seasoned campaigners. And you'd have to imagine with Haydn Daniels' extracurricular activities, he shouldn't be in as fresh a state as everyone else. Oh. There goes Hustler.
And that's the power of Axl. Tell you what, the difference between Daniels and Axl, if you gave Daniels a shovel and told him to actually go and do some work, he'd be puffed in 30 seconds. Axl's a man who could dig trenches all day and build you a fence. He's a real power man.
Agility, surprising agility from the big man Haydn Daniels.
Yeah.
And I suppose effectively now, after a choke slam and a thunderous slam, we're back to a one-on-one contest.
Well, we are. Hustler doing the wise thing and just recuperating at ringside.
And these two very even in the lockup. Look at this.
Well, like I say, Daniels looks great in a mirror, but when you're talking about real strength...
Daniels just pushed back Axl.
He did, got the right leverage there, fair enough.
And Axl, a blatant choke into the corner, catching Haydn Daniels unaware. And
well, Haydn Daniels too busy showboating, too used to looking at himself in the mirror and preening.
And a reminder to our viewers, triple threat rules are here in effect. First to score a pinfall or submission will be going home with our Aftershock Championship.
Absolutely, Jimmy.
Well, is that a thumb to the eye? Danny Soul, get in there. You're having a shocking night.
Danny Soul has been doing fine. He seems to be able to count.
A chop to the ear just for good measure.
Well, I'm enjoying watching Axl in action here in Christchurch. I think he brings an extra dimension to the Aftershock Championship picture.
He's putting some hurt into Haydn Daniels, Rusty, that's for certain. A stiff kick to the guts. 2, 3.
Now, I'll hope somebody's got a handkerchief at ringside for Haydn if he starts crying.
No, Rusty. He's a firm competitor in this match.
Yeah, but we've seen him on television. He's a crybaby. The girl was mean to me. Poor Haydn.
Action in the ring. Haydn Daniels decidedly down. Not nearly as bad as Hustler, who we still haven't seen since he left the ring after 2 thunderous manoeuvres.
And we just saw a boot to Haydn Daniels' head there. Very nicely executed.
That may not be pretty, Rusty, but it sure as heck is effective.
Oh, absolutely. Axl's not one of your finest technical wrestlers. He's a big man. He's got power and he knows how to use it.
Hands the size of cricket bats. He's almost spanning the entirety of Haydn Daniels' head.
And it's not often that Daniels gets in the ring with somebody who is more powerful than him. He may have met his match.
And Axl, maybe, yes, a bit of disrespect. Maybe he's eating his words a little bit too soon.
And this is turning right into just a brawl.
Thunderous Inseguri. Didn't even bring Axl off his feet. Staggered him maybe. Whereas the boot the other way absolutely does. Axl with the upper hand early in the contest.
And you can see why the difference between these two men.
Axl, oh no, here comes another. Hustler to the rescue. That chokeslam would have been it.
Absolutely crucial interference there by Hustler. I was going to say, Jimmy, the difference between Axl and Daniels. Axl won loads of championships over the course of his career. Daniels, in all these years, has never worn a single title.
Cover. Just a 1 count.
Yeah.
First fall of the competition.
Not enough power from Hustler to hold Axl down.
Maybe not, and it took both Hustler and Daniels to get him off his feet.
Good approach by Hustler, though. Those were nice moves. Using a bit of speed, using a bit of agility.
Hustler has been around for a while. This is experience showing.
Well, that's the thing. All three of these guys are experienced, so we shouldn't see too many rookie mistakes for any of them.
Big lead drop into a cover. Here we go. 2 count, making progress. Danny Soul in a fantastic position.
Yep, I've got to say Danny's done a reasonable job of officiating this evening.
Is that 2 compliments in one match, Rusty?
Absolutely. Might be the glasses. Are they new?
A bit yellow tinted from what I can gather. It's your mistake, though. It's Hustler still here on the offense.
Yeah, he's channeling a bit of Ted DiBiase there with those shots to the head.
Cover again. Haydn Daniels, again, triple threats rules. If there was a cover there, we would have had a new champion in the Hustler.
Absolutely. This is one of those matches where you need eyes in the back of your head. You never know where you're going to get attacked from.
The ring awareness is important. Hustler almost cut in half. What a lariat.
That was a beauty. Takes Hustler down.
Daniels maybe spending a bit more time advancing his cause with the crowd. He should have gone for a cover with both men down, surely.
Well, I would have thought so. Cardinal rule of professional wrestling. If you can think you can get a pin, you go for it.
And saying that, smart move. Keep the big man down. Keep him off his feet. Do as much damage as you can.
Absolutely. That's a sensible tactic from Daniels. Axl has big, long legs. They are crucial to his offence. If you can take them out as weapons, then you've got yourself a serious advantage.
Can't deliver a choke slam on one leg.
Oh, maybe he could to Hustler.
Axl back on his feet.
Yeah, the boy can take a lot of punishment.
Stiff chop. Freight train coming in. Impact. Oh, and Hustler with the brunt of it. Daniels down. Axl trying to make a comeback into this competition.
And does. That was a beauty. Just about decapitated Haydn Daniels.
And engaging in a little bit of unsolicited advice on the floor.
Well, Daniels perhaps needs a bit of advice in his love life.
Cover with the knee on.
Yeah, a little nonchalant, I have to say, Jimmy.
The near fall with just one knee. Perhaps if he hooked the leg, he would have got 3 and this contest would be over.
Absolutely, I'm a great believer. And if you hook the leg, you make sure you get everything in your favour when you go for the pinfall.
Hustler, maybe unwisely, trying to get himself back up into the wheelhouse of Axl.
Well, he's certainly going up.
And Hustler fighting his way out of this predicament. Oh, and down from height. Here's a cover. Very close fall. Again, Axl didn't cover the leg.
Absolutely, and that, I think, cardinal omission by the big man. Thought he had done enough to put Hustler away, but not quite.
No use arguing with the official. He's the one that's going to raise your hand if you win.
Yeah, one could argue that Danny Sell was a little slow to get into position with the count. But
Blatant choke in the corner here. And utilising deep into that 5 count to break it.
absolutely, and that's those long legs of Axl's. Gives him incredible reach.
Danny Soul, just because you can't see him doesn't mean he goes away.
I'm not entirely sure what Danny was doing there.
It whipped into the ropes. Into a sleeper.
Now this could be the end. The trouble with these moves is it takes time to take effect.
And you can see Haydn Daniels still down in the corner for now. My main concern here is with Hustler's injuries, with shoulder injury, collarbone injury, this is putting all the pressure and the entire weight of Axl down.
Well, like we've said, Hustler's had a lot of injury problems. One of the reasons perhaps why he's never gone on to championship glory.
Maybe gone to sleep here and still in it. Life from the Hustler.
Yeah, well, he's going to need to because it doesn't look like Daniels is in any position to save him.
No, he's trying to get that blood pumping, trying to get his brain engaged again. And I don't believe it, working his way up. Stiff shot. Second stiff shot, trying to break contact here.
And I'm surprised he was able to get enough power behind it. But wow, he's really throwing into it now.
Oh, and a brief but spirited comeback from Hustler. Swatted away like a fly. Axl didn't even put effort in, but look at this. Haydn Daniels back on his feet.
Yeah, Axl needs to watch out here.
Oh, and what a counter. Choke slam. Choke slam.
Lovely move by Axl.
1, 2, and 2. Very, very close fall. Again, not hooking the leg.
No, again, and I said that I didn't expect to see rookie mistakes in this one. Having to eat my words, I'm afraid, Jimmy King.
Perhaps a little bit of ring rust here.
Well, it's that or maybe overconfidence on Axl's part. I would imagine 9 times out of 10 that move would put somebody away without any problem at all.
As I said right at the start of the broadcast, Rusty. Powerbomb, the impact, incredible.
Yeah, that sent vibrations through my seat.
Not rushing to cover. And for a city where we're prone to a couple shakes, that was felt even here.
Yeah, there'll be some aftershocks rippling through the city.
And Hustler back on his feet. This must look like Christmas.
Hustler, the only man standing.
Going up top, high risk.
Absolutely, get 2
Very
for the price of 1.
Big moonsault, nobody home. The impact again. And Haydn Daniels quick to his feet. Launching into the DDT and stalking Axl.
Yeah, he needs to clear both men if he's going to go for the pin.
Look at that, 2, hooks a leg cover, 1, 2, new champion. Haydn Daniels with an upset of the century, odds stacked against him and an opponent he didn't have to think about. Here he is, new Aftershock champion.
Well, this is history for Haydn Daniels. It's the first championship of his wrestling career.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new Aftershock Heavyweight Champion, the Genetic Pitbull, Haydn Daniels!
He does look ecstatic. And taking nothing away, Axl for a debut match is incredible. But just pipped at the post by Haydn Daniels, who admittedly in the last year has been very active.
Well, credit to Daniels. And I guess now that he's got a championship belt, he might find the love life picks up, because we all know that women love a good championship belt. Maybe this is the cure not only for his wrestling career, but also for his love life.
And Hustler making his way out of the arena. So close, but no cigar for the man making a comeback.
Yeah, as I said, Perennial also ran. He ran second again tonight. Just not good enough.
And Haydn Daniels soaking in the admiration from this crowd.
Actually, talking of his wife, I don't see her in the audience. Do you, Jimmy?
Bit of a sore subject there, Rusty. I'd let that one go.
All the more reason to mention it.
Yeah, 2 matches in. This has been incredible. The pace of these matches is second to none. Just amazing.
Yeah, that was a tremendous matchup for the Aftershock Championship.
Technically, Rusty, bringing this point home, does that mean the Kiwis won a match and we're on the board?
No. No, it doesn't. No. New Zealander versus New Zealander versus New Zealander. You don't get any
How are we
points.
going so far? You guys having a good time? What do you say? Huh? Well, it's time to bring out the ladies here once again. And don't forget, New Zealand, make some noise for your Kiwis, because they're fighting for you here tonight. This is now time for our second Invasion rematch. The following contest is a fatal 4-way women's division match and scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first, representing Melbourne, Australia, here is Kellyanne.
And this crowd, before she even gets out here, really letting Kellyanne know what they think of her.
May I just say, Aussie, 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 go Kellyanne.
Oh, put it away, Rusty. Be a professional for once in your life.
I am so pumped for this match, Jimmy King. I have been looking forward to it for weeks and weeks.
And not exactly a warm reception in the building here. The Riccarton Event Centre really telling Kellyanne what they think of her.
Yeah, well, these uncultured Philistines don't recognise quality when they see it. This woman is a class act. She is just 24 years old, Jimmy King, and she has already been wrestling professionally for 9 years.
Well, watch what you say, Rusty, otherwise we'll pack you in a suitcase and send you back crying with them when they lose.
She has won championships in Canada, she has wrestled in the United States, and she has won multiple championships in Australia. There is no one quite like Kellyanne.
There is nothing, I'm taking nothing away from her international expertise. She has quite indeed been a champion everywhere she's gone.
By many as the baddest woman in New Zealand wrestling, this is Misty Katana!
Now here's who my money's on. Now, Misty is hard as nails, folks. If you've never seen her wrestle, you are in for a treat. She is going to beat these Aussies from pillar to post. And again, that is me being impartial, Rusty Blade. Don't give me that look.
I would like to think that you would be a little more professional and objective in your comments there, Jimmy. I always like to work with people who are unbiased and just tell it like it is.
Coming from a man in yellow sunglasses and Australia face paint, I find that disgusting, Rusty.
Hey, costs a lot of money to look this cheap, buddy. Now, I tell you what, I do agree, Misty, best of the New Zealand women. She hits harder than most men. She hits a lot harder than Marc Morales can.
And thereupon, the third competitor in the ring, making her second appearance for Ultimate Wrestling, representing Australia, here comes Avery! And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, the diva of all divas, give it up for Tabitha!
And Tabitha, over the last year that we've been in business as Ultimate, she has wrestled a lot of matches. She's had some hard-fought battles with Misty. She's had some hard-fought battles with Just Plain Evil. But this may be her stiffest test so far.
Well, yep, I have to say, Tabitha did a superb job coming away with a win against JPE. However, the problem I have with Tabitha, Jimmy, is she a wrestler? Is she an actor? Is she a model?
It doesn't matter what she is. She's racked up the wins. She's here to compete. Now, fatal four-way rules are in effect here. The interesting part about this, that the Kiwis could pin each other and get a win.
Absolutely, that does seem a little strange, but there you go.
No
Come on,
count out.
Kiwis, let's make some noise up in here. What do you say?
Oh, here we go. The Australians acting like the spoiled brats they are.
It's only a flag, Jimmy.
And again,
calm down. Don't let your patriotism get the best of you.
as I was saying, as I was so rudely interrupted by the in-ring action, there are no countouts. First to score a pinfall or a submission will win this match, the second invasion match of our card tonight.
And may I remind everybody that currently it is Australia 1, New Zealand 0. And it's very shortly going to be Australia 2, New Zealand 0.
I'd watch yourself, Rusty.
Hey, I watch myself all the time, and by golly, it's a good look.
As We're underway. Danny Soul calling for the bell. Now, it appears the battle lines have been drawn. Even though it's a fatal four-way, we appear to have some sort of alliances formed here.
Absolutely, and to some extent, if the invasion is to make sense, these women will be thinking, we want our country to win.
Now, we've got a good old-fashioned scrum forming in the middle of the ring here. The Australians with the early power advantage by the looks of it. Although they do have a good, fair tug of hair there.
Absolutely. If they're going to go into the scrum, though, that probably favours New Zealand. I will concede we are the better nation when it comes to rugby. Clearly that didn't work for either side, rethinking their tactics.
Yep, back to square one. Smiles in the Australian team, consternation on the Kiwis.
Well, those smiles are confidence from the Australians.
And a second scrum.
Has Danny Soul had any rugby officiating experience, do you know, Jimmy?
He's a jack of all trades. Advantage New Zealand. 1-1, Rusty, 1-1.
Yeah, it's early days, my friend, early days.
And this crowd really getting behind the two Kiwis.
Yeah, well, we'd expect that. They could be a little more unbiased. One more time. Feed the ball in, Danny. Feed the ball in.
And all four competitors down to the mat. Collapse, scrum, reset.
Once again, I can see quite a few of the gentlemen in the crowd with those caps off their heads.
Easy, Rusty. Too busy focusing on the action in the ring.
Yeah, they're focusing on something, I can see. No, the question remains, these are class athletes.
Oh, look at this. Again, what I was saying. Fatal four-way rules in effect. Roll up, Tabitha. Oh, near fall. Two very near falls.
So possibly those alliances going out the window now.
The pact has been broken.
Every woman for herself.
Again, Misty breaking up after decking Tabitha with a stiff clothesline.
Really interesting dynamic going on here. I think the competitors may be a little confused themselves as to how best to proceed.
Two stiff
heard
shots.
that one. I hope she's got some padding in there.
Oh, and Misty. Stiff shots all round.
Yeah, well, these women won't hold back once they get going.
And that alliance appears to be formed again.
Yeah, some good teamwork by the Kiwis. Nice reversal there by Avery.
Telegraphed by the
Kellyanne.
Australians. Incredible knees. I heard the impact from here. How Misty still has teeth is anyone's guess. We're wasting precious time showboating here. Again, yes, leading the Kiwis back into the match.
Yeah, I'm a great believer that in a wrestling match, you get the job done with, you showboat afterwards. Because we all enjoy a bit of showboating, obviously.
I think I'm quite a subdued individual there, Rusty.
Perhaps not.
Train crash in the middle of the ring.
Yep, the Australians bail, very sensible.
Can't get pinned on the outside.
Absolutely.
And again, this alliance seems to be back and forward, but now it looks like the two Kiwis setting eyes on each other.
So Tabitha and Misty. Absolutely, my money would be on Misty here.
And again, the speed and strength of Misty really laying a beating into Tabitha.
Well, she's got brute force on her side.
And the Australians getting involved at ringside, dragging Tabitha out of the ring before any harm could happen.
Well, absolutely. Looks like Tabitha and Avery are going to go at it outside the ring.
And
Misty having words with Kellyanne on the apron.
And Kellyanne, by the hair, again, unfair advantage of Australia. Like the underarm bowl all over again.
Well, I wouldn't put it in quite that terminology. However, I do remind you, Jimmy, that resulted in a win for Australia. So
At the moment, Misty is very, very isolated in the middle of the ring. It appears the Australian pack is back alive and well.
Well, absolutely. Tabitha quite happy to keep out of the way, I think.
Four-way rules. Maybe she's just planning for the win. Let the three competitors wear themselves out.
Yeah, she's taking a couple of swings at Avery's leg, but no harm done.
Yeah, Kellyanne just fending her away from the apron. Snapmare takedown. The two Australians really working over Misty at this juncture.
Absolutely, when you've got 2-on-1, makes a lot of sense.
I'm not sure how effective that move is. Oh, two stomps. That'll do it.
Yeah, that looked like it did the trick. I mean, Misty, as you say, tough as they come, but against two class opponents, that's one too many.
Oh, a stiff knife-edge chop. Again, fending Tabitha away and now going after her.
Yeah, Misty felt that one, but she's right back into it.
May have had the opposite effect. Again, Avery bearing the brunt of this.
Yeah, handful of hair as well, Jimmy King.
Oh, I didn't see a thing, Rusty.
Oh, now you're getting one-eyed. We don't want to see that.
Snap suplex, impact, lower back, Misty down.
Beautifully executed.
Again, Tabitha outside of the ring, grabbing a hold of Kellyanne.
Well, Tabitha going for the spoiler effect, really.
Again, just being kicked away. The Australians quite happy just to keep her out of it. Misty getting Avery up.
She's got her up.
Oh, and intervened by Kellyanne, who may have just saved the match.
Absolutely. Got to remember there's still two Australians in that ring. Given the opportunity, they'll take the win over Misty rather than one of each other.
Oh, cannonball into the corner.
Beautiful move.
Misty looked out. Cover, 1, 2, and...
Tabitha breaks it up.
So close, very close to call. And both Australians going for a pin. I wonder how we'd score that, Rusty.
I think as long as we score it as a win for Australia, that's all that matters. Tabitha goes back to her hideout outside the ring and leaves Misty to get done over by the Australians. Not a lot of teamwork that I'm seeing from the Kiwis here.
Haven't had a chance to get let into the contest, Rusty. Misty Katana has been beaten from pillar to post. And again, beautiful teamwork by the Australians, but how much more can Misty take?
Well, she's certainly resilient, she's certainly tough, but as I say, 2-on-1, that's one too many.
It's Kellyanne stomp on the outside. Cover. Both legs hooked. 2 count. Close call.
Yeah, that's incredible. She's still got the power to push out with 2, one on each shoulder.
You said it right at the start. She does hit hard. She is strong. And look at this double submission attempt. Tabitha, if you want to save this match, you need to get in there.
Yeah, one has to start questioning just how motivated Tabitha is for this.
And this crowd trying to get behind Will Misty back to her feet and back into this match. And look at this. 2-on-1. Clash of heads. Misty is up. How is anyone's business? Stiff kick to the midsection.
Yeah, she keeps fighting back.
For everything she's worth. Oh, again, a back kick. Drop kick. Down goes Misty momentarily. It looked like the Kiwis back in.
Again, it's a numbers game.
2 count. And Tabitha, what are you doing? Get back in the ring.
Yeah, well, like I say, she's a bit of a Jacqueline of all trades and a mistress of none.
I'd call her an opportunist, waiting for an opportunity to get back into this. Oh, and we appear to have dissent in the ranks.
Well, these are...
Tabitha pulling it out.
Oh.
Quick roll up. 1, 2, 2 count. Misty to her feet. So agile. Big clothesline.
Yeah, now those blows are going to be felt.
Snapmare takedown. What's Misty got left in the tank, folks? Stiff knee to the back.
Well,
Stomp to the neck.
Looks like she has still got plenty of gas in the tank. She is on the offense.
Big leg drop. Cover. 1, 2, and Tabitha, now she gets into the ring.
And it looks like Tabitha wants to get the pinfall herself.
Again, a back kick to the midsection, forcing Tabitha back. Reversal. Beautiful reversing sequence. Neck breaker.
Well, these women can wrestle, and we're certainly seeing that. They can also brawl. We're seeing that.
Tabitha, again, probably the freshest member of this competition. Not done too much thus far. Big neck breaker off the second rope.
Yeah, the thing to remember is that Avery's foot is now resting on the rope.
It doesn't matter. Misty got her up. Big face buster. Is that enough to put her away? All 3 competitors down.
Absolutely. So, Jimmy King, if Misty was to pin Tabitha, that would be a win for New Zealand?
Absolutely. Win New Zealand. Who gets their hand raised? Misses big with that. And Misty with the submission.
Here's trouble.
Screams of anguish ringing through the Riccarton event centre. Big face buster. That should do it.
I cannot believe it. That was devastating.
And we're left with two. Misty ducks the clothesline, gets her up.
Countered by Kellyanne.
Oh, big hit. Big impact. Hooks a leg for a cover. 3 counts.
What did I tell you? 2-0, Jimmy King.
Oh, stop it.
2-0.
Credit where credit's due. Kellyanne with the win here, covering Misty, who fought like a champion.
Yeah, I give Misty a lot of credit. In the end, the difference was the Australians worked together for the most part. I didn't see any cohesion from Misty and Tabitha, and in the end, that cost them.
And Tabitha at ringside, holding up a New Zealand flag, doesn't help, didn't get the win. Australia 2-0 up.
2-0, 2-0. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Your winner from Australia,
Avery looking a bit worse for wear. Again, what I'll take from this, there is dissent in the Australian ranks. You call cohesion. There was some big impact moves and a lot of friction between these two.
They leave the arena together. They are sisters in arms. And Australia now, Jimmy King, cannot lose. 2 wins from 4 matches. They cannot lose.
Hello, it looks like we've got some dissent in the New Zealand corner as well.
Well, that dissension, I think, has been brewing right through this match.
And again, this crowd letting the Kiwis know, good effort, not quite good enough.
Yeah, that's right. The New Zealand way, you get a participation certificate. Well done.
Too much venom in the water for these two. They've had some big competitions over the last few months.
Absolutely. That one goes to Australia. Tell you what, Jimmy King, I was predicting either 3-1 or 4-0. Looking pretty good in my predictions. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie!
And Rusty Blade, I'm sure you can hear that. Appears to be trying to incite some sort of riot, similar to what we saw in Philadelphia after the Eagles won the Super Bowl this week.
Ah, the saps.
Let it be known, Rusty, I'm showing an awful lot of restraint. I have hit a commentator before.
You have, but that was Blair Rhodes and he deserved it.
All right, good people, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. It is for the Aftershock Tag Team Championship. Please welcome the challengers, accompanied by to the ring by T. Cole. This is Hog and AK Sweet. Now they are fighting under the modicum of the Warmonger Mafia.
So a new tag team on the block, 2 competitors that have been around a wee way. Both the Hog has been spectacularly aggressive and impressive over the last 12 months. AK Sweet, of course, making his transition from referee to competitor. Now calling themselves...
Show a little respect, Jimmy King.
Now calling themselves the Warmonger Mafia. I'm showing all the respect I can. They're a new tag team. And this, for the Tag Team Championship, is not a match for a green team.
These are the Indigenous warriors of New Zealand. These are the young men bringing Tino Rangatiratanga back to professional wrestling. They are not just a family, they are a whānau. They are together.
Said truly with Australian fake paint on your face and yellow glasses. Don't give me this Indigenous stuff, Rusty.
Hey, the Australians are Indigenous as well.
And now making his way to the ring, one half of the Aftershock Tag Team Champions, this is Big Gunn!
Well, that is very true, Jimmy, and you'll fondly remember who he won them off.
Let's not bring that
Jesus!
up. A rousing ovation as he's announced. And here he comes, the other half of our champions, Jason Reeves, affectionately known as Bogan Jesus.
Yeah, the trouble with Jason is, and I mean, I love the guy, he's a dear friend, but frankly, he is as old as that Bogan namesake that he uses.
Let's looks like the pot calling the kettle black here, Rusty. Keep your tongue in your mouth. Now, of course, Dirty Deeds, our champions, winning the championship back late last year, and put very politely in my dulcet tones, very, very unusual circumstances.
Well, I tell you one thing that's interesting, Jimmy. Isn't that AC/DC that we're listening to? And aren't they an Australian band?
Let's not bring allegiance into this.
Maybe the Dirty Deeds siding with Australia.
And the crowd really getting behind the champions.
And yes, to go back to your first point, Jimmy, indeed, they defeated the Southern Wrecking Crew. I was as surprised as you were.
And might I add, as of course the mouthpiece for the Southern Wrecking Crew, I, Jimmy King, think it is absolutely disgusting we haven't got a rematch for those belts we deserve yet.
You know, this may be one occasion this evening when I'm inclined to agree with you.
One of the only. Now, the Warmonger Mafia quite accurately here, and probably quite smartly, powdering out of the ring.
Now, I'll tell you what, Jimmy, I've got a question for you. Which of these teams would the Southern Wrecking Crew prefer to challenge for the belts?
It doesn't matter in my books. They're as good as each other, cannon fodder. Now, the bell hasn't rung. This contest hasn't started. Danny Soul looking confused and lost as ever. Dirty Deeds clearing house.
Danny Soul frequently looks confused. I think that's his default setting.
Now, if you've missed what's happening there, it looks like T. Cole at ringside, the mastermind of this wee faction of theirs. He was causing a distraction, allowing his comrades to try and get a bit of an advantage, which has backfired spectacularly. Jason Reeves in the ring to start the match, and again, the Warmonger Mafia at ringside, trying to establish exactly what happened.
Yeah, certainly a chaotic start. The referee ordering the bell to be rung. There it goes.
Bell rung, and we're on, Rusty. Tag team champions on the line.
Now, do you think that T. Cole at ringside will have an influence on this?
There's a lot of experience there with T. Cole. Of course, our UCW, or Ultimate Light Heavyweight Champion, hasn't been active as of yet, trying to get these two youngsters into shape.
Well, I think he's certainly an inspirational figure, a young Māori man who has survived adversity to make his way in the ranks of professional wrestling. I can see the Hog and AK Sweet could learn a lot from him.
The Hog looking bewildered, completely outpowered by Jason Reeves, the Bogan one, as it were.
Well, I got to ask, does the Bogan Jesus have a bit of a divine support here?
Well, you've seen waistlock takedown, getting the Hog down, and how often do you see that early in a match?
Well, absolutely, and I'm also impressed that that's got a technical wrestling move.
For two teams renowned for brawling, they're being treated, and again, the Hog unable to get the whole break.
Well, Jason Reeves perhaps expanding his wrestling repertoire.
Danny Soul completely missing, a little distracted perhaps by this crowd getting behind the champions. Oh, and a cheap shot by the challengers. Snapmare takedown by the Hog and a stiff kick to the back of the neck.
Well, you've got to say that youth and resilience probably favour the challengers.
Didn't seem to phase Jason Reeves at all. Big clothesline and down goes Hog. Jason Reeves looking like he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to begrudge the Bogan Jesus and Jesse Harris their win. They're journeymen, they're good, honest wrestlers. As I said before, Reeves in particular, lovely guy.
Tag made.
But frankly, they are a flash in the pan. It was a fluke they won the championship. I can't help but feel the reign is not going to last forever.
No complaints here, no arguments here. Now we saw that Oh, Dirty D's making the tag and getting a bit of an advantage. And now the power of Jesse Harris coming through. Big slam, centre of the ring.
Drops him from nearly 7 feet by the time he had him up in the air there.
Oh, pinfall, near fall, 2 count.
Yeah, good work by Harris. Hooked the leg. Did everything right.
Smart operator. Now, as I said earlier, you'd expect this to be a power game between 4 big units. Tag made, and this is showing exactly the advantage the champions have. They have been a team for longer. They know the ins and outs.
Absolutely. There's no way to compensate for experience. It matters.
Chop by Jason Reeves. 2, and Hogg trying to maintain his bearings.
Yeah, this is good tag team work by Reeves and Harris, keeping him in their corner.
Atomic drop. Letting the Hog get away from him. Should have kept a hold of him. Again, tag made. Harris on the way in.
Yeah, obviously figured that he wasn't going to... taking one out of the Bushwackers.
Bit of a homage. Again, allowing the tag to be made. Didn't see it. Here comes AK Sweet with 2.
Fatal mistake. Look at the size of this man.
Shot block. Getting into the knee, bringing him down to size. Smart move from the new man in.
Absolutely. He's a fresh man in and took advantage of some needless showboating.
Really working on that knee, Rusty. Perhaps they've been studying these two. Of course, with T. Cole being a fairly smart operator himself, you'd expect his experience to start shining through these two.
Absolutely. I'm sure he's been mentoring these young men, and he is, by the looks of it, doing a fine job of it. Of course, the older you get, the more those joints are susceptible to damage as well, so that could play into the challenger's favour.
And Hogg playing a bit of possum here. You've got, again, some dirty tactics happening back there. Even T-Hole getting into it. Bogan Jesus trying quite rightly to get Danny Soul to turn on his head. With glasses that thick, you'd think he wouldn't miss much.
Yeah, but again, it worked against him. He should have just let the referee do his thing. Probably would have turned around and saved his partner a lot of pain.
Isolating Big Gun, isolating that left knee, and the crowd really letting AK Sweet know what they think of him.
Yeah, I find it hard to understand why the crowd don't like Sweet and the Hog. I mean, these are 2 very fine young wrestlers.
Very, very outspoken against everyone who's not them, though, to be fair, Rusty.
Well, I think that could be the innate racism of this Christchurch crowd. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
Big Gun fighting his way out of the corner. Again, the power of the Big Gun. Not quite powerful enough. That knee giving way. Hooks a leg, near fall, shoulder up, 2 count.
That was very close, Jimmy King. AK Sweet is a big unit. I haven't looked at the tail of the tape in terms of who weighs the most, but he would surely be the heaviest man in the ring.
Working him back to the corner. Tag made, Hog coming in. Champions at this juncture in trouble.
Absolutely.
Launching the Hog straight into Big Gun himself. See, you'd say that when pigs fly is a euphemism, but here we are seeing it.
Nice turn of phrase there, Jimmy. And there's a little word for Jason Reeves.
Working on that, again, that left knee. How much punishment? Again, smartly taking him off of the open. Big Gun down, isolating Jesse Gunn.
And yeah, I can definitely see T. Cole's influence in those tag team tactics that we're seeing. Very sharp moves.
Come on, good people, let's make some noise up in here. What do you say?
We're trying to spirit the crowd back into it. Big Gun on the mat, screaming in agony, getting simply punished here by the Hog.
Absolutely, and this is one way to nullify his power advantage.
Hooks the leg, shoulders down, 2 count, near fall. Yeah. So close to new champions, just slowly chopping down Hog, making sure he can't get back to off his horizontal base.
Harris still got a bit of power left. He was able to push the Hog off.
This crowd willing Jesse to get back to his corner to make the tag. Big Gun in all sorts of trouble. Hog trying to tell them to shut up. Big right hand.
Absolutely. When you're on top, you want to stay on top. That's what the Hog is doing.
Little known fact, the Hog is a champion boxer, or was, before he turned his back.
Absolutely, and it shows in some of his, some of those, I suspect,
submission maneuver here, putting a bunch of pressure on that left leg.
Yep.
Looking straight at Jason Reeves while he does it.
Yeah, that's a touch of class.
Tico right there hammering the point home.
Absolutely.
The power, again, Snake Eyes into the corner. A little bit of separation. Jesse Harris needs to make a tag, but I'm not even sure he knows where he is.
Yeah, he looks very disoriented to me.
Big clothesline, both men down.
Yeah, that was a last-ditch effort by Harris. He knew he had to do something. Still doesn't quite know where he is. He knows he's found the ring rope.
Tico on one side, willing Hog to make a tag. Jesse Harris slow to stir. He's taken a lot of punishment.
And do you think Harris even knows he's heading in the right direction? He really looks... I mean, look at his eyes.
Follow the ropes. Bogan, Jesus, if you are real, you better be ready for a tag. Hog finally spotting the danger in here and makes it to his feet, drags Harris away from the tag. Agonisingly close.
Sharp move by the Hog. That was clever wrestling.
Tag made by the challengers. In comes AK Sweet. Big Gun in all sorts of trouble.
Well, they've done a great job of isolating him. They've done a great job of working him over. Now they just need to put him away.
Hard whip to the corner.
Yeah, literally bounced out of his corner.
Sweet
And again.
and Hog powdering out. Big Gun down. AK Sweet standing proud. Rolls him over. Hooks a leg cover. 1, 2. New champions? No. Kick out at 2.
Very close again. Harris doing a great job, showing some incredible resilience here.
Showing some stamina I didn't think the big man had.
No, and you'd have to say that the longer the match goes, the big men, that's him and Sweet in particular, should find this harder and harder going.
Spiking that leg. The vibration from that shot going all the way through that leg they've been working on.
This is a huge opportunity for these young men. A huge opportunity. They don't want to waste it.
2 again. And Big Gun screaming in agony, middle of the ring, and AK Sweet going for a submission, knee bar locked in.
Keep the pressure on those limbs, keep the pressure on.
He's trying to leverage his way again. Jesse Harris fighting for everything he's got.
And Harris, if he's going to survive this, needs to make his way to the ropes.
And the long wingspan of Jesse Harris. Again, Danny Soul. He's focusing on the wrong team here. What's going on? There we are. Hand on the ropes. Break it.
They're going to have to... has to break the hold.
Using as much of that 5 count as he can to avoid disqualification. Champions are looking weak here. They're looking like they're...
Well, of course, the champions do have the champions advantage if they can just deliberately get themselves disqualified or maybe go for the count out.
Tag made. In comes Hog.
That's certainly what I would be advising them to do in this situation.
Hard shot, right hand. Oh, and again, Hog knows a little bit of sign language. Cannoning into that corner. It appears that the Warmonger Mafia here indulging in a little bit of a mouldy lesson here, trying to encourage this crowd to take up a second language. Oh, maybe a little bit too much shoulder running. Tag made. In comes Jason Reeves.
Well, it's the old man. He's in the ring there.
Clothesline made. More importantly, fresh man. He hasn't been in.
And he's certainly come in all guns blazing.
3 hard clotheslines. Gets him off the apron. AK Sweet off. Hard elbow drop. Hooks the leg. To retain. 1, 2. Kick out. Hog still in it.
That was a 2 3/4. That was unbelievable. Incredible effort by the Hog to get out of that.
This is the problem you face when you focus all your efforts on one member and one limb. When the fresh man gets in, the advantage can pay off.
And again, we're seeing shades of good old WWE by the looks of it. Is this reminiscent of the Garvin Stomp we're seeing?
Calling for the end. Jason Reeves making the tag. Again, how is Jesse Harris on his feet?
Well, I think they think this is going to be the coup de grace. They've got one man in the ring isolated. Come on, Danny Soul.
Big slam. Cover. AK Sweet in the ring. Not sure if they're aware of it. 1 count, 2 count. Breaks up the pin. Jason Reeves has no idea what's going on behind his back.
Well, to be fair, Jason Reeves often has no idea what's going on. But now he's left his man alone in the ring.
Tico, mischief of his mind. Low blow in the ring. Hog. 1 to the livery, calling it inner thigh. Another right to the back of that injured knee. Tico cannot do that. Holding down Jason Reeves at ringside.
Well, I think he might be trying to help him. It's a little bit hard to tell from this angle. But that spear tackle, devastating move. Harris is in a lot of trouble.
And again, Tico holding him back. What's going on here?
Well, Reeves
Punisher, middle of the ring.
Reeves is not the legal man. He shouldn't be in there. 1,
2, ref, 3. Oh, new champions.
And what a tremendous day this is for the young Maori people of New Zealand, of Aotearoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners and
I suppose I can't begrudge them. You win the champions by fault of the referee. You lose it by fault of the referee.
Don't think you can blame Danny Sell for anything there. Jason Reeves would have been cheating if he came into the ring. T. Cole made sure he couldn't cheat. Perfectly legitimate, and we have new champions.
Perhaps we're overstating it here, but unless I'm mistaken, Warmonger Mafia now with 2 titles, 3 belts for such a young team. That is incredible.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a Māori renaissance in Ultimate Wrestling, and I am delighted. Kia kaha, brothers, kia kaha.
Enjoy it while it lasts. The Southern Wrecking Crew will have those belts back in no time.
I've got to say, Jimmy, that would be a match I would look forward to.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Jason Reeves, Jesse Harris, definitely worse for wear off after this.
Yep, they took a beating.
All right, good people, before we continue on here, round of applause for these 2 gentlemen right here who held the match.
I think it's fair to say cheats never prosper. They tried to cheat,
Night,
they didn't get away
here,
with it.
You will be able to come back here tomorrow night.
Are you forgetting about the low blow and the knee shot?
It'd be the reporter. You can
Low
be
blow?
the
I
person that
didn't
asks
see a low
the
blow.
questions. They're going to have a question and answer segment of the show here tomorrow night. Come in here, you can ask Butch, you can get all the dirt that you want to know about championship wrestling. Whether it's here, whether it's in the United States, or wherever it might be, those guys are going to divulge everything for you right here tomorrow night. So make sure to come back here tomorrow night for a question and answer night with the Bushwackers. That is going to be awesome. Now, as we head into intermission here, we know it's super duper hot in here. So I'm going to talk to a few of the people, see if we can't open these doors during the intermission, get a little bit of a side breeze thing happening here.
That's the most popular thing he said all night.
Unless, of course, you got people waiting outside who want to let in for free. But I don't think you guys roll that way.
Yeah, just
so
before we
let's
get
take
into
a 15-minute
intermission, Rusty.
intermission, get yourself something
What
to
he's
eat,
saying
get
is that we've got a
yourself
meet and greet here
some
tomorrow night with the
merchandise over
Bushwackers at the
here
Riccarton
as
Event
well,
Centre in
and we will
Christchurch.
reconvene
You can be
in
the
15
reporter,
minutes' time.
pay for your ticket,
Thanks again.
come here, ask him about anything you want from their over 4-decade-long career. Good deal as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. However, they are also coming to Dunedin, and I will be there at the Otago Museum in Dunedin later this week.
If you wear that get up to Dunedin with your feather boa and your yellow glasses and your Australia face paint, they'll stone you to death, Rusty.
Jimmy, I always dress appropriate for the occasion. This is my colour scheme for tonight. It will be a different ensemble for the Meeting the Bushwackers. And they're also off to Wellington. You can get all the details from the Ultimate Wrestling Facebook page and from their website.
Absolutely. Now, we're at a 15-minute intermission, folks. Please don't go anywhere or tune back in 15 minutes for the continuation of Ultimate Invasion.
And watch the Australians go 4-0 up.
That's okay. I'll be very careful.
plenty, but I redid your fucking table for you. Make a big gap so you guys can swap over it. Don't feel like you have to do the whole thing. Okay? This one. Make it short, okay? Alright, so that's going to go. I redid your cable coil.
The second half is shorter anyway.
Yeah.
It's the red light.
It's the red light, yeah.
It's the red light.
You were doing an awesome job. Thank you so much.
So fucking finicky. I look over it and it's just like, oh my god.
Sorry, I don't know who that was actually.
And I will hold your weapons, boys.
All right, good people, we're a few minutes away from the second half of the show. Please make your seats and close the doors. Thank you very much. See you shortly. Hey, I wanted to keep the doors open, but these Australians are so cold, they said, can we warm it up in here? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Because I coil it differently to everybody else. It's okay, just didn't uncoil the way I was expecting. Oh, yeah. Okay. We've got like a minute or two, so you're good. It's a bit hot.
Yeah, girl, you know.
A bit hot.
And my co-commentator Jimmy King seems to have gone AWOL just at the moment as we wait for the action to resume. Perhaps the buffet backstage was tempting him.
I have to do it my way, otherwise it doesn't
It's
work.
been a sensational evening's wrestling so far. New Aftershock heavyweight champion Haydn Daniels. New tag team champions, the young Māori wrestlers AK Sweet and the Hog. And they upended the Dirty Deeds. And of course the big news, the Australians leading in the 4-match challenge, 2 matches to 0. That's 2 matches to 0, which means Australia cannot lose now. The best that New Zealand can achieve in the last 2 matches, if they win them both, would make it 2-all. But if Australia wins one further match, then it will be an Australian victory. And of course, that is exactly what I predicted. Telling it like it is. Proving once again that glamorous Rusty Blade is indeed the smartest man in New Zealand wrestling. Also worth pointing out that Austin Aries is coming to Ultimate Wrestling. He will be here on Saturday the 24th of March here at the Riccarton Events Centre for Ultimate Wrestling Cyber Slam. That is the self-proclaimed greatest man that ever lived. Austin Aries, he is coming to New Zealand and he will be wrestling at Ultimate Wrestling Cyber Slam on Saturday the 24th of March. Plus, Ultimate Wrestling also have the Meet the Bushwackers.
The show will commence
Check
again after intermission in 2 minutes. 2 minutes until the show resumes.
Yep, so check out the Ultimate Wrestling website or else our Facebook page and get the details of where the Bushwackers will be and when this week. Christchurch, Wellington and Dunedin. And I will be joining them in Dunedin at the Otago Museum later this week. So if you want to catch up on the Bushwackers, hear all about their careers, both in the world of world wrestling entertainment, but also all over the world. The Bushwackers competed in pretty much every country where professional wrestling takes place. And they will have lots of stories. Some of them might be horror stories, but they will still be great stories. You can catch those at those Meet the Bushwacker evenings. Christchurch, Wellington and Dunedin. So check the Ultimate Wrestling Facebook page or the Ultimate Wrestling website for the exact details. Still to come, we have 2 more matches in the Trans-Tasman Challenge. We will see the captain of the Australian team, Alan Payne, take on the Man Mountain from New Zealand, Reuben de Jong. We're also going to see Caveman Ugg, one half of the Melbourne City Wrestling Tag Team Champions, and he will be taking on the Southern Wrecking Crew's Stan Murdoch. Those are the 2 remaining matches in the Trans-Tasman Challenge. Also, of course, the Ultimate Wrestling Heavyweight Championship is on the line. We will see the big rematch. Kingston Eclipse defends the title once again against the man who many believe, certainly I believe, was robbed of an opportunity to beat him at Soul Survivor last year. So Rufguts Roddy Gunn gets his rematch, and he will challenge Kingston Eclipse for the Ultimate Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. That's all still to come this evening. Plenty of great wrestling action, plus we've got the Bushwackers themselves, Butch Miller and Luke Williams. They will be here. Goodness only knows what they're going to get up to. Given the number of children here, hopefully any stories they do tell will not be of the X-rated variety. And that music can mean only one thing. It is the Southern Wrecking Crew. And in fact, there is my co-commentator Jimmy King heading to the ring with his colleagues Simon Seven, Stan Murdoch and Levi Murdoch. And what does Levi have under his arm? And as always, the crew getting a fond reception, friendly reception there from this Christchurch crowd. Former Aftershock Tag Team Champions, currently without any titles in their collection. And they have got something to say, as I see the voice that makes you moist has the microphone.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jimmy King, the voice that makes you moist. And I'm here because late last year, we gave you a challenge. We said we would give a golden keyboard to whoever you people voted was New Zealand's biggest keyboard warrior. And my God, did you vote. There are a lot of people that you don't like, but only one clear winner. So, without any further ado, please allow me to introduce to you the winner of the most prestigious award in New Zealand wrestling, Mr. Matt Dochetys!
Well, this is a rare accolade for the Ultimate Wrestling General Manager, Matt Dochetys. Not entirely sure he would be wise to come and collect it, but we'll see. And in fact, here he is. How long will the smile last? certainly no dispute that our general manager enjoys getting onto social media and sharing his views on pretty much anyone and anything.
Monkeys, make it work. That's working. It's very loud. What an honour! Guys, the golden keyboard.
For the biggest keyboard warrior in New Zealand.
That's me. It is me.
The golden keyboard for the most opinionated sack of shit on the internet.
I guess that's me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show him what you think of him. Make some noise.
Well, I was kind of hoping for a round of applause there.
Hey, not many people make international headlines making fun of Will Ospreay. You know, that is a limited thing that only really I have been able to do. Shush me, I pay you.
And we didn't think he'd go there, but he did.
I could never be prouder, Mr. Matt Dochetys. Someone like us can speak his mind and doesn't give a crap about the rest of these scum-infested shit buckets. Mr. Matt Dochetys, it is my privilege to give you your prize, the 2017 Golden Keyboard.
Thank you. Literally, this is an honour. I mean, not every day do you get a keyboard painted gold. I mean, this is truly something special. So look, it is a pleasure. I want to thank you guys for recognising who really is deserving of such a prestigious award. Come on, guys. Come on. Give me a round of applause.
If you're watching this on the internet, maybe a few likes would be appropriate at this moment.
Stand and do it.
All those little hearts, maybe.
I like it.
Now, Mr. GM, you brought some Jurassic old fossils from, what, people in 70s, 80s, or whatever it was here.
I thought you were talking about Sid Parker.
Now, I feel like I want to teach them just a little bit of respect coming on a Wrecking Crew turf. So, I'd like to formally challenge Bushwacker Luke here tonight.
What do you reckon, guys? Do y'all want to see?
Well, I did not expect this, ladies and gentlemen. What a frightening spectacle they were 30 years ago, and I imagine they will be even more frightening a spectacle today. Butch Miller, Luke Williams, the Bushwackers. Doesn't look a day over 90. Now, frankly, if he is crazy enough to get in the ring at his age and try and wrestle Simon 7, then, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see an impromptu retirement match. And there's Butch, bringing a foreign object to ringside, which is a little concerning.
Whoa!
I can't tell whether they're confused because they're very old or whether that's just their normal state of mind.
Before we get started, Luke, are you going to accept this match? Are you going to?
What do you think, people? Should I give this
All right, get me a referee out here. Luke.
Well, this is more than a little surprising. It's likely to be a very short match. I can't see if there's a defibrillator handy.
You Jurassic old fossil. You've got nothing on me. You were braving the man well before I was even in existence. But now you're a washed up old man. And tonight, I become a legend killer.
Hey.
Welcome back, Jimmy King.
I think we're sick and tired of hearing this guy run his mouth, folks. Well, I'm gonna cut it short and sweet. Listen, guy, Butcher may have forgotten tenfold what you've learned in your last wrestling career.
I must admit, Rusty, it looks like these people are in the mood for an execution.
You weren't even a thought in your father's head when Butcher B was selling out arenas all around the world.
He just called himself off.
Well, I'm not surprised that he's forgotten a lot of things at his age.
He didn't even recognise his cousin.
The old man getting physical with your mother. What?
Oh, that's a cheap shot.
Oh, no, here we go, and we're underway. A cheap shot by Bush to begin with.
And we have the bell.
Oh.
Now, to be fair, Simon 7 is in a no-win situation here. Everybody expects he's going to beat a man twice his age.
Twice his age?
Maybe 3 times.
Thank you. Oh, gosh.
And of course, if he loses, surely that would be the ultimate humiliation.
What do you mean if he loses? This isn't a career renaissance. This is a 70-odd-year-old man. Oh, and these morons in that crowd are all over it. Oh. Go on, Simon, put some welly into it.
Well, we always say that experience makes a difference in professional wrestling. There's no dispute that Bushwacker Luke has the experience. And he still clearly packs a punch.
Is that Simon 7 in agony? I don't think I've ever seen that. Big clothesline.
Well, it must be said the Bushwackers tangled with the biggest teams in professional wrestling during their career.
30 years ago. Just let the idea die. Simon, get up. Yes. Vintage Simon 7 offense.
Absolutely. Cheap shot, and I've got to say I loved it.
Oh, and down he goes. Thank God. Simon, just end it.
And now Simon picking a fight with Butch as well.
That's a fairly safe bet. I'd take Simon against Butch.
Yeah, to be fair, I think I'd take my grandmother against Butch.
And Simon 7 picking up the ageing Bushwacker. And the crowd, again, very easily led.
Well, I was suggesting that potentially this is an impromptu retirement match for Luke.
I call it an impromptu funeral. This is euthanasia. That's what this is.
Simon is an angry customer at the best of times. He doesn't take kindly to any opponent.
The cerebral Simon 7 got the smarts. Oh, look at this, a blatant choke. He's on the rope. Surely Danny should get him away from that.
Well, Danny might be a little bit intimidated in this situation.
Oh, and surprising agility from the big man. Oh, that's a cheap shot if I've ever seen it.
Simon fighting back. I'd have to say this is extraordinary. One thing I will say, Jimmy King, Luke Williams looks in exceptionally good shape for a man his age.
For a man his age. He just reversed out of that. Go on, Simon. Oh, and a trip, a blatant trip. Get him out from there.
Yeah, I did comment when he came out there that he had a foreign object.
Oh, roll up. No, surely. Are you kidding me?
Oh, your winner, ladies and gentlemen.
I am stunned into almost silence.
Like I said, Simon, it was a no-win situation for him, and he took it literally and did not win.
Oh, someone call in the officials. This is a travesty. Outside interference. A roll-up. That is awful officiating. Danny's so I want your badge if you have one.
I have to agree with you, Jimmy. It was a cheap shot from outside the ring.
Oh, here we go. Justice. Sweet justice. The only way the Wrecking Crew know.
I guess if I was to be objective, Jimmy King, my thought would be maybe the Wrecking Crew have benefited from a similar tactic once or twice before.
You can shut your mouth, Rusty Blade. Someone get him out of there. Simon, buddy.
And I see Butch is busy threatening Stan Murdoch with a foreign object.
That can't be right. Oh, good Lord. It's head of steam. Oh. Well, we're pulling Simon off that ring post for weeks. Oh, here we go.
I don't think anybody deserves to have a seven. Oh, my God. What is he going to do?
Oh, good grief. He hasn't washed those since the Attitude Era. This surely is illegal.
I mean, I'm assuming those marks are sweat. Oh, my goodness.
I didn't know moons lasted that long.
I wish my glasses were darker. Oh, no.
And these inbreds are cheering this. Oh, here we go. The cousins Murdoch. Finally, justice. Sweet Wrecking Crew justice.
Danny Soul trying to break up things from a safe distance outside the ring.
Oh, and a chain. Now that's a sort of foreign object we need. No, don't. Daddy, get there. We don't need security. This is just a friendly chat. Just a friendly chat.
Well,
one down, two down, Wrecking Crew, clearing house.
Ultimate Wrestling, security on the job.
And Simon going right back to work on the aging Bushwacker in the corner.
I actually think those guys could have got a job on Star Trek as the security detail as well, judging by how effective they were.
What is that? Haydn Daniels. Look, I know these people have been on TV, but you're not going to get back on it.
And Haydn bringing a foreign object with him as well.
It's 3 on about 1.5 at this point. The Bushwackers look to be thoroughly dispatched.
And they've certainly got the crowd worked up.
That looks like Butch has got a chair that weighs more than he does.
Security making their way back.
Good job, lads. Pat yourselves on the back. Done well. And what are you doing?
And it looks like we're seeing a bit of an attempt to corner the crew here.
Where's Simon Simmons already powdered out? The Murdochs, quite rightly, might I add, after pondering on this for a couple of seconds, living to fight another day. Haydn Daniels, you have already screwed us our one match. You will not embarrass us again.
And I think you're right, Jimmy. I mean, Stan Murdoch has a crucial match coming up this evening. He can't afford to get distracted and potentially injured in this altercation. He needs to focus on his match.
Exactly. Go on, smart mode.
Well, somebody older and wiser than me once described these guys as the marching morons. It looks like not only are there marching morons in the ring, there are marching morons in the crowd.
I must admit, I think it is novel how when one loses his facilities as they age, they gain a whole new respect for all the stuff they couldn't do to begin with.
And there we go. Once again, Haydn Daniels, any chance of a photo op, he's there.
He must be by now. He'd have his paparazzi on speed dial, letting him know his daily itinerary. Obviously, that's not good enough for him. He needs to glory hog this as well. Don't believe it. First Buff Bagwell, now this.
And that is the most unpleasant thing I think I've seen in a long time.
But let's stop talking and look forward to what's coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, here at the sold-out Riccarton Event Centre, we do have 3 more Invasion matches along with the big one, our Ultimate Heavyweight Championship
One more
match.
time, good people, give it up for the Bushwackers!
Have the noise behind me. These morons are giving these people a standing ovation they surely don't deserve.
Well, they are legends.
Danny Soul appears to have fainted.
There's no denying their place in New Zealand and international wrestling history. And I've got to say, Bushwacker Luke, at 72 years of age, is still looking in extraordinarily good condition. He hasn't got any smarter, he hasn't got any more attractive, but He still looks in pretty good shape for a man his age.
When you had a room temperature IQ to begin with, Rusty, it's very difficult to get any lower.
Now off to do a victory lap through the crowd.
And again, an opportune moment to remind that if you wish to lower yourself to this experience, tomorrow night here at the Riccarton Event Centre, we do have both of these old Hall of Famers in an intimate setting. Buy your ticket, come here for an evening with the Bushwackers where you can ask them any question you want over their storied 40, 50, 60 or perhaps even 70-year career, depending on how long they keep going.
Jimmy, just one small request. Please don't use the phrase intimate setting and the Bushwackers in the same sentence. That's really making me feel uncomfortable.
Look, the voice that makes you moist knows what he likes, and I will moist all over whatever saying I like.
Well, I'll leave you to enjoy an intimate setting with these boys.
It's your last chance to make some noise for the Bushwackers!
All right, and now, thankfully, back to regular programming and regular matches.
Well, indeed, and my question, Jimmy, has this distraction going to affect Stan Murdoch? Is this going to impact his match?
Beyond the emotional distress of watching an almost octogenarian beat up the leader of our beloved Wrecking Crew, I don't believe this is going to harm him. It's going to steal him. He is going to be pissed off, and it's exactly the sort of Stan Murdoch we need to level, might I add, it back up to 2-1.
Yeah, well, 2-1 isn't level, my friend,
Ladies
but
and gentlemen, how is
it's
that?
better than 2-0, I suppose.
The Bushwackers, man! Jimmy, I love your catchphrase. I may be stealing that one. It's funny.
I'll charge you for it.
Ooh, of course. All right, good people, we are set now here. This is
Steal
time
my
for our third
catchphrase.
invasion
Look,
match.
I can't help it if he's
First,
not quite as talented on a microphone as I am.
Australia.
Yes.
Caveman! Arg!
Now, I'll tell you what, Jimmy, this one is going to be interesting. And the reason it's going to be interesting is this is basically two guys who are big, who are powerful, who aren't necessarily terribly bright, and they're going to beat the living daylights out of each other.
I know who else you're talking about, and you would be very, very wise not to let him hear you say that. Although I do have a respect for Caveman, Ugg. He was being born just as the Bushwackers were in the WWF the first time round.
Well, in which case he's looking in remarkably good shape. Certainly, I got to tell you, when I asked this guy for a press kit to get a bit of background information, all I got were a series of crude charcoal drawings on what I think was crocodile skin, featuring a man sticking a spear into what I think was a bush pig.
Somebody needs a shower, man. Thanks.
Certainly the most unusual press kit I've ever received.
He's not the smallest man in the world. This match is truly going to be a clash of the
ladies
Titans.
and gentlemen, his opponent and part of the Southern Wrecking Crew member, give it up for Stan Murdoch!
Here comes Big Stan.
Now, I'm wondering why Aga's brought the branches to the ring. Is that camouflage, perhaps, or
perhaps even a dowry? We're not sure how his people work. As I was saying, Big Stan Murdoch, 6'6", a lean, mean 122 kilograms, and as of right now, more pissed off than I've ever seen him in my life.
And is it just me, Jimmy, or has Stan slimmed down quite a bit?
You're not wrong. Charting his remarkable journey, which, might I add, is fueled by a company called Bodycore in Christchurch. Look him up if you ever need to shed a few pounds or maybe put some on. He has lost over 40 kilograms over the last 24 months.
Well, it's certainly impressive, and I think he must surely be a fitter, finer athlete for that.
He's certainly faster, he's stronger, and he's got a mean streak a mile wide. This is going to be one for the ages, Rusty.
Well, the prehistoric ages, judging from the Caveman. They seem to have similar hairstyles.
The man has a point.
Now, this is going to be tricky for the crowd, I would think, because on the one hand, they want to support the New Zealander, But on the other hand, Stan Murdoch has hardly endeared himself to Christchurch fans over the years.
He's trying to get Danny Soul to do his damn job and check this caveman for weapons. You know what you signed up for, Danny. Get in there.
I've only just recovered from what we saw with Bushwacker Luke's posterior. I really don't want to see anything of this guy.
He had a rock up there.
Yeah, where is he extracting those from, Jimmy?
Oh, if I was Danny, I'd wash my hands.
Absolutely.
Well, after we've successfully extracted both stones from the caveman, we might be ready to get this invasion match underway.
And this is interesting. This is the match that I think New Zealand have the best chance of winning, to be honest. Because when you put two brawlers, two big men up against each other, with little in the way of finesse, the bigger man is probably the odds-on favourite to win, in which case Stan Murdoch should perhaps be the favourite in this one.
Well, we're underway. Danny Soul wiping his hands elegantly on his pants. Now, you say they're brutes, you say they're brawlers, but I know Stan Murdoch better than almost anyone. Maybe not as much as his cousin, but almost anyone. I've known him. I've worked with him. He has a surprising amount of agility and, more importantly, prowess in terms of technical wrestling. This is going to be a good one to watch, folks.
Well, I'll take your word for it. I'm looking forward to seeing this. Just trying to demonstrate here that I'm not entirely partisan in favour of the Australians. I appreciate a good match and a good contest, and I think this will be one.
I hope when you get home you burn your Wrecking Crew shirt, you turncoat.
Is this interpretive dance?
No, I think we're educating the caveman. Yeah, look, he's doing the same bit of sign language that most of the Australians know.
Yeah, probably not wise to do that to the referee.
Yep, good pet. Somebody give him a biscuit. Well, what do they eat back then? Jerky, crocodile, leaf? Oh, maybe that's it. He brought some snacks to the ring with him. And the first lock-up of this contest. Oh, big power advantage to Ugg. Good grief, I don't think I've ever seen Stan Murdoch manhandled.
That was extraordinary, and that is a bad omen for Stan Murdoch if he can be manhandled that easily.
Back up to his feet. See, nothing gets to him.
That remains to be seen. Can Ugg do it again? Does he want to?
Attempt number 2, and again, under the arm to a waistlock, the power of Stan Murdoch. No, surely he can't do that. Bad Ugg. What the hell?
Yeah, well, he's using whatever means available. Would you be disqualified if you bit the referee?
We'll find out momentarily, I'm sure.
I was actually more worried that the Jurassic Punk would be the one doing the biting, but seems could be a trademark.
Firing Murdoch into the ropes in. A shoulder charge that could split a mountain, but neither man going down.
Just like two bulls.
I've used the phrase once, I'll use it again. Two bull elephants nuzzling. Look at that collision and not an inch given. And Ugg perhaps maybe talking in a tone that this audience can understand.
Well, I'm glad somebody can, because it makes absolutely no sense to me. Are they talking Caveman or are they talking Murdoch?
Hey, whoa. Again, you're going to burn your shirt and you're going to apologise on social media, Rusty. And that drove Murdoch back. Incredible, but still has not left his feet.
I mean, do you think the Caveman actually knows the rules? Does he understand what he has to do?
This is a titanic struggle. Surely someone's taught that primitive man the basic rules of wrestling. Oh,
tricky.
And the agility of Murdoch, I told you, outsmarting this nefarious caveman.
Yeah, nefarious implies a degree of intelligence, Jimmy. Seriously?
He made it here on a plane. You cannot say he's not that intelligent.
I'm assuming Alan Payne bought the tickets.
Oh, and a heavy chop. And Ugg appears to be shaken for the first time in this match.
I mean, I'm genuinely surprised this guy isn't sort of on a leash.
And the crowd rallying behind the Kiwi.
Yeah, it looks like that's answered my question.
Big forearm and Ugg shaken but still not down. What does it take?
Patriotism, trumosity towards the crew. Good move by Ugg, though.
A big boot and Ugg. And again, I told you, the agility of Stan Murdoch over the top rope to evade, up top unfamiliar territory, and unfortunately, just a touch too late. I believe we call that the Murdoch masher when he hits it.
I am speechless.
Big DDT, big high impact move. Ugg with the upper hand. Does he know what a cover is?
Doesn't seem to. That would have been the perfect opportunity to go for a pin. He didn't seem to
Lateral
want
press,
to.
shoulders down, 1, 2, and near fall.
And it makes me wonder if he'd gone for the pin straight away and hooked the leg. Could well have got it.
Look, you'd expect him to be smarter, Russ, but at the end of the day, he's still Australian.
Well, the Australians have been smart enough to win the first 2 matches.
Oh my word. Perhaps we've finally found someone with a hand the size of a frying pan that can chop as well as Stan Murdoch.
Well, Stan's legendary for the chops he dishes out.
And Murdoch down, almost caved his chest in. Good God.
Well, this caveman has incredible power. We've seen that. Not sure what sort of resilience he's got. I guess we'll find out if the match goes any length of time.
Big headbutt into the corner. Another vicious chop. Stan sapping the life out of Stan.
And what's he got there? Is that...
That is Stan Murdoch's shirt. I hope he pays for another one.
You seriously think Ugg has money?
Kick to the midsection, and he's getting no way up. Slam! I cannot tell you the last time I saw anyone manhandle Stan Murdoch.
Oh, but here comes... Oh, no, he's giving that to the referee.
Is he trying to start a fire?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Danny Soul, just get it off of him. Foreign object.
Well, to be fair, Jimmy, I don't think there's anything in wrestling's rules that says you can't start a fire in a ring. Not as far as I know.
Maybe he's fixated on it. It's interesting.
I mean, as a general rule, why would you start a fire in a wrestling ring? Would be
not quite this time. Not enough strength. Stan fighting back.
Second time, still can't get him up.
Oh, and the power of Stan Murdoch. Big suplex.
And the look of surprise on Ugg's face. Clearly not used to being manhandled like that.
Danny Soul, pin position. 1, 2. Strong kick out by Ugg. Near fall.
Yep, he's certainly powered out of that one. But the look of surprise, he did not expect Stan to come back.
And Stan working smart here. Keeping on top of him. Don't let him get back into this match. Don't let him get up. Keep kicking him.
And presumably don't let him start fires in the ring because health and safety would be concerned.
Reverse Irish Rip. Ducks a clothesline. Back in. Big boot.
Less of a boot, more of a foot, to be honest.
Still a big boot. That's 6'6" off the ground. He caught him square on the jaw. What reach by the Caveman.
Yeah, he's shown.
Lateral press. Near fall. 1, 2. Oh, so close.
And that time he did hook the leg, so maybe he's learning the rules as he goes along.
Wincing in that headlock in as hard as he can. Ugg at this juncture firmly in control of the match.
But again, Stan trying to fight back. This is one of the more unusual matches I've seen, and we've seen some unusual matches this evening.
We have indeed. This has still been a titanic struggle.
And at the moment, it's the Australian ahead. Now, remember, if Ugg wins this match, that would give Australia the absolutely unassailable win with 3-0. So Stan has to win this match to get New Zealand at least with a chance of a draw for the evening.
If he wins, I want his birth certificate so I can figure out exactly where he's from.
I'm guessing...
Stan fighting back off the ropes and big clothesline. What impact!
Incredible move by Ugg. In answer to your question, probably not from central Sydney, I would imagine.
Lateral press and a 2 count. Again, near fall. Ugg still firmly in control. And I, for one, I'm absolutely shocked. Stan Murdoch The tower of power that is a linchpin of the Southern Wrecking Crew being absolutely manhandled.
It is certainly unusual to see.
Jawbreaker rattles the cage. Up, and the power of both of these men straight down. Big slam.
The impact that these guys are dishing out to each other is incredible.
Hooks the leg. 1, 2, near fold. 2 count.
Ugg again powers out. These guys have taken a terrific beating. You look at the force behind the blows, the body slams. Absolutely amazing.
And just maybe a big splash. Oh, that full 120-odd kilogram impact. 1, 2. Oh, so close.
2 3/4.
And the force that he kicked out, that's incredible.
2 9/10 maybe. This has been a tough tussle. Again, New Zealand needs Stan Murdoch to win this one. He has to win this to give New Zealand a chance to draw in this contest.
Stan Murdoch looking frustrated. He's dealt out and taken so much punishment. What more can he do? He's used brute force, maybe use his brain.
Well, I think if he does use his brain, that's got to give him an advantage over Ugg, who I'm not sure really has one.
Oh, incoming! Big impact in the corner.
Going to the well once again.
2 big impacts. Wearing the big man out, surely. How much of this can Ugg take?
Going back for a third one.
Oh, that stiff kick. Double underhook. What a suplex. Technical maneuver. Who's been teaching Ugg? Lateral press into a cover. 1, 2. Oh, so close.
And yes, underhook suplex. Did not expect to see that. Ugg is, he has untapped depths. No, hang on, he's bringing rocks into the ring.
He's still trying to make a fire. Stan Murdoch won't even know what planet he's on. He's trying to set his hair on fire.
Now, if he's hitting Stan Murdoch with those rocks, that surely would be a disqualification.
Maybe if he hits him with sparks, we can disqualify him. Oh, a couple of stiff chops on the ground. Stan Murdoch fighting his way back into this for both himself, the Wrecking Crew, and for New Zealand to keep us in this contest.
Referee Danny Soul putting a bit of latitude here. He knows how important this match is.
And here we are, back to where it all began. Centre of the ring, 2 heavy hitters slugging it out.
And this is what we expected from day one. It would be a Pier 6 brawl. It would be high impact, big power moves. And somehow,
the stage of these chops.
Somehow these 2 men are still standing. Stan Murdoch.
Stiff slap. There we go. Stiff forearm. Wear him out, Stan.
Stan Murdoch and Caveman Ugg pummeling each other.
Oh, and quick up. Oh my God. Plants the Murdochs. Count. 1, 2. Oh, and Stan kicking out for New Zealand.
Yeah, that was a very nonchalant cover by the Caveman.
It was a fairly weak kick out from Stan. And where in God's name is this brute going now?
Well, we've seen Stan Murdoch go to the top.
Oh my God! That second rope moonsault. People half this size can't do that. And here comes Stan. 1, 2 big clotheslines. Ugg back to his feet. Ducks the clothesline into the ropes. Seems to be a bit of a nuzzle, a bit of a hug.
Yeah.
Forearms in the ropes.
You really want to be hugged by either of these guys?
I feel more sorry for Stan. At least he knows what a shower is. Ugg probably doesn't.
I'm sure there's a river nearby, the Avon perhaps.
Up and back, sidewalk stand by Murdoch. Hooks the leg. Surely 1, 2. Oh, and again a kick out. What does Murdoch have to do?
Incredible effort from both these men. You do not expect the big guys to show this sort of resilience. All that weight they're carrying around.
This sort of technical prowess. And Stan, what is he thinking? Just gathering himself in the corner, going up. No, Stan, big men don't go there. What are you doing?
Didn't work for him last time. He's got to be careful.
Danny Soul pushed into the referee. Big high impact into the corner. Oh, he's caught him. He's caught him. Clothesline going up. Big knee on the way to the top. Murdoch might be out.
Well, this is the Caveman's opportunity.
Big stomp. Second big stomp.
That would be the Ugg boot, I believe.
How do you sleep with yourself at night, Rusty?
I sleep with many people, not just myself.
And Ugg still on a quest for fire.
Yeah, here we go with the branch again. Now, Danny Soul has to be a little bit concerned. But what?
He's been given a lighter by Stan Murdoch.
Well, not something
He's still trying to figure out how to use it, I think.
Not something he's used to, perhaps.
And Danny Soul giving civilization lessons in the corner here. Stan Murdoch, unbeknownst, going up top and big axe handle. That's the Murdoch measure I was talking about.
Well, that's coming off, 10,
Shoulders.
11 feet in the air.
Shoulders down, Stan Murdoch, all business, big elbow drop. High impact, hooks the leg, surely, 1, 2, 3.
New Zealand are still in it. New Zealand are still in it. They win
2-1
this
to
one.
New Zealand, Rusty, eat your words.
I said at the start of the match, this was New Zealand's
Your
best
winner
chance.
representing Team New Zealand, Stan Murdoch!
They called it. Go to the well, doesn't work. Use physicality, doesn't work. Use your brain, Stan Murdoch, take a brow.
Yeah, fair to say he outsmarted the Caveman. Possibly not the most difficult thing to do in the world, but to survive the power blows those two guys dished out to each other, they will be bruised and,
They will be feeling this for days to come. Stan Murdoch, take an ice bath, you've deserved it. Caveman now can crawl back.
And absolutely.
And I believe Stan Murdoch just threw his gum at you, Rusty.
I believe he did.
I told you, dirty turncoat, we don't forgive you.
Great win by the Southern Wrecking Crew. Stan Murdoch, fine effort. Means that heading into that final match later this evening, if New Zealand win that one, it will be a draw. If Australia win, it will be 3-1 to Australia.
And here comes the Colonel Bob Sheridan to announce the next match, which, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be a humdinger, folks.
That was awesome. So if you keep it score, ladies and gentlemen, it's 2-1. Australia 2, New Zealand 1.
Now, this is interesting. Rufguts Roddy Gunn, who, if you may recall, if you watched Soul Survivor as live from Cal Stadium late last year, he lost to Kingston Eclipse. He lost his opportunity for the Ultimate Heavyweight Championship. Yet Matt Dochetys formed an unlikely alliance to try and gain back the power in his company, injected him late into the Survivor match to win against a heavily depleted opponent to win this opportunity. As far as I'm concerned, Rusty, and you will disagree with me, he has no right to be in this match. Kingston Eclipse has every right to have a new opponent, but here he is, beating this unfinished business from Soul Survivor.
Well, you've got a bit of a twisted view of exactly what happened there. Firstly, of course, yes, Rufguts did win the Soul Survivor match. That's what earned him this title shot. Secondly, Danny Soul's officiating, I have to call into question at Soul Survivor. Rufguts had his foot on the rope. He shouldn't have been counted to 3 as a fall because Rufguts had his foot on the rope. The fall was invalid. He absolutely deserves this rematch.
The official can only call what he sees, Rusty, and he did not see that.
Indeed, he did not, and therefore he was at fault, not Rufguts.
Worthwhile pointing out, I've got some interesting facts here. Both of these tough customers with their finishing moves. Rufguts with the rough driver, sorry. Kingston Eclipse with his burning hammer. Neither have hit their finishes at any point over their epic matches.
Absolutely, and in fact it was a big elbow off the top rope that brought Kingston that tainted victory at Soul Survivor.
Stop calling it tainted. The winner goes home with the belt. He's the prom queen.
No dispute that you win or you lose. There is no middle ground. Just saying that if it were not for Danny Soul's officiating, it could have been a different story.
Right. Now, I'm going to stay silent for this, but this, in my mind, is the greatest entrance in New Zealand professional wrestling. Here comes the champion, Kingston Eclipse, to defend his title one more time.
There he is with the big gold belt, the Ultimate Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
And you'd imagine this entrance, it sends shivers down my spine. Rufguts in the ring is tearing his hair out. He just wants his hands on the champion. But the champion playing a little bit of mind games to himself. He is, of course, coming off of a bit of an injury scare over the Christmas period, if I'm not mistaken.
The champion, indeed, yes, he was laid up for some time. Not only injuries from the match with Rufguts, but also from one of his matches in Australia. And I'm sure that...
Oh, and a big start, setting the tone. Rufguts with a drop kick through the ropes, who knocks Kingston almost into the crowd.
Yeah, Kingston has a great entrance music, wonderful lighting. But he wasn't watching his opponent, and Rufguts takes advantage.
Rusty, this match hasn't started. They haven't been in the ring. They haven't been announced. The bell hasn't rung. Rufguts taking liberty again to get himself an advantage.
Well, he can't be disqualified if the match hasn't started,
just like Soul Survivor, getting himself an advantage. But here comes the champion fighting back with rights.
Yeah, they're right back into it. It's as if the match had never stopped in November. They're straight back into the action.
And Rufguts missing wildly with that double axe handle, and Kingston Eclipse fighting back in, both men hammering tongs.
Well, they're two of the heaviest strikers in the professional wrestling business.
Heavy hits outside of the ring against the unforgiving steel barricades.
Now, Danny Soul needs to get them back in the ring so that they can officially start the match.
Keep an eye on this,
Now,
Harry.
you can imagine Rufguts with that mean streak a mile wide, getting up ahead of steam, lining up Kingston, who doesn't seem to know where he is, out the way. Misses wildly, gets his ears clapped.
Yeah, rings his bell.
In a very, very uncomfortable predicament.
Yeah, that's going to reduce the chances of Rufguts having any children in the near future.
If he does, his grandparents will feel this. And off and an unceremonial landing. Hardwood floor, steel surrounds, nothing but pain out there today, folks.
Well, it's interesting that everybody cheers for Kingston Eclipse and says what a great champion he is, but he's prepared to bend the rules. Well, not only bend them, but break them outside the ring just as much as anybody.
Can you blame him? Again, stiff shots out here. You can hear the impact from where we are. Can you blame him, Rusty? He has been screwed by Matt Dochetys. He's already beaten this man. This match, he's got no right in even being in against Rufguts.
Well, that last encounter...
Oh, God, he's not. What's he thinking? Evil in his mind outside the ring, folks. Gets him almost up. Rufguts blocks once, twice. Stiff palm strikes.
And this time it's Rufguts who tries. Oh!
Hung up on the outside. Again, steel grating, folks. Nothing's really good to land on. A stiff chop to back it up.
And what worries me there is that wasn't his groin that landed there, and that would be bad enough. But actually that upper leg, possibly the knee, serious repercussions for Kingston if that aggravates an old injury.
And if I'm being completely honest, and I'll put my impartial hat on again, there is no one, and I repeat, no one in this business, big boot as well, no one is as good as Rufguts Roddy Gunn at zeroing in on something like this.
Don't you look at him.
Absolutely hones in on any weak point
All of you.
and makes his opponent suffer.
Look at me.
Giving the cameraman some media school advice, taking his time leisurely up onto the apron. Maybe we can get this show underway finally.
Yeah, I'd have to say moral victory to Rufguts so far, but he wants Kingston back in the ring. You can't beat the champion outside it.
This is how it started. Rufguts head of steam, big right hand. Rufguts staggered but didn't go down. And finally in the ring, bell rung, we are underway.
And we've had, 5 minutes of action before the match even started?
Big slam by the champion. Rufguts straight back to his feet. Stiff elbow. Big shoulder tackle, down goes Kingston. And back up.
Yeah, Rufguts needs to remember he should keep the celebrations till the end of the match.
It's not over till it's over. And I'm not sure if it's a smart thing. Trading blows with Kingston Eclipse. He's in his wheelhouse. Reversal with the whip into the rope. Push into a German, beautiful manoeuvre, and Kingston Eclipse now in control.
Yeah, that was impressive indeed from the champion. He has been a very impressive champion, I would concede.
Big boot, and Kingston not done. Rufguts, big high impact into the opposite corner.
Now these two guys, they know each other so well. They've wrestled each other so many times.
Oh my God! German into the top turnbuckle, snapping his head and neck. That cannot do good. His chiropractor must be smiling.
Well, that could have caused a concussion, could cause quite a serious injury.
Snapmare just to rub insult to injury. Kingston, head of steam into the ropes. Big drop kick, front of the face. Pinfall, first fall of the match. Danny Soul counts 2, near fall, still in it.
Yeah, Rufguts has got a fair amount in the tank. He always does. Incredibly well-conditioned athlete, very fit.
There's very fit. You've got Kingston Eclipse. For a man coming off of an injury, you'd expect a bit of rust, but there doesn't appear to be any. Rufguts with a thrust to the throat. Big spinning neck breaker.
Beautifully
Kingston
executed.
Down.
Yeah, nice move by Rufguts. Again, keep the celebrations till later. Get on with the match, my man.
Do you not remember what happened last time? Stay on him if you want to be in it. Kingston down, Rufguts on his feet.
Yeah, he might be trying a little bit of psychological warfare here. Just trying to rile Eclipse.
Definitely riling this crowd, Rusty.
Yeah, well, both men need to ignore the crowd. Now he's into that side headlock.
Headlock takedown, grinding him down. Shoulder still up. Danny Soul, good position to check.
Yep.
Just wearing out the champion, Rusty.
Absolutely. Focusing on the head and the neck area. The neck, one of the weak points on most wrestlers. Most anybody, in fact.
Head scissors, putting a tremendous amount of strain on the lumbar of Kingston Eclipse.
And some nice push-ups there by Rufguts as well. Just showing off his conditioning. Oh, some sit-ups.
I'm not sure how smart this is, Rusty, trying to wear yourself out while wrestling one of the... Well, no, he has the belt. The best in this country, in this business.
Yeah, but everybody enjoys a little bit of showboating, especially when you've still got the hold on your
Biting the
man.
hand. Maybe Rusty should stop watching those goddamn Bushwackers and get some ideas of his own.
Puts the boot in there.
And there's a small portion of this crowd chanting Rufguts, mostly chanting Kingston.
Yeah, it's interesting. There are people out there who like Rufguts. I would be one of them.
And again, straight back to the headlock, trying to stay on top. Headlock takedown.
Absolutely. Working on that neck again.
And look at the angle of his neck from this point, Rusty. He's just trying to crimp him. Kingston trying to fight out of it.
Well, absolutely.
Cover, shoulders down. Danny Soul, again, great position to see what's going on.
Rufguts can beat you with so many different moves. He has that martial arts background in the judo.
Pressure on, kicking through. Kingston back to a vertical base.
Accomplished technical wrestler as well.
But as he is accomplished as Kingston, Kingston will take risks to retain this championship. We know that.
Absolutely, and I give Kingston enormous credit for the last match with Rufguts and that he spent much of that match fighting on one leg.
Look at that. Hand fire here, back into the headlock. Danny Soul needs to stay on top of this. Again, great position for the covers. Woeful at any other part of this match at this point, quite frankly.
And Rufguts just having a little nibble on Kingston's fingers there.
Using every inch of this 5 count. Really working on that left arm and neck. There must be a plan at play here.
Absolutely. Rufguts is a master at honing in on a part of the anatomy, wearing it down, making it susceptible. When he was working on the neck, he could have been thinking in terms of something like a sleeper hold somewhere along the line. If he's working on the legs, he's probably thinking of the figure 4 leg lock, something along those lines. Working on the arms, he'll have something in mind. He's a strategist in that ring.
And the crowd getting behind Kingston, trying to fight his way back into this match. Well, we saw that at the last show. Rufguts pulling out a wrench and applying a figure 4 to Kingston around it. It's incredible.
Yeah, absolute torture. I have to wonder, of course, Kingston just would not give up, and I'm moved to suggest that maybe no brain, no pain.
3 stiff forearms out of the predicament he's in. Kingston on his feet, Rufguts on his feet. Ducks a clothesline into the ropes, ducks again through and through, and sleeper hold. Sleeper hold, really working on the neck, putting all that pressure back on.
What did I tell you, Jimmy King? What did I tell you? Sleeper hold, one of Rufguts' moves.
I will begrudgingly give this to you, Rusty. Occasionally you must know what you're talking about.
Absolutely. This is his opportunity. Kingston has nowhere to go.
Wearing his way down. Smart move by the challenger. If he can't breathe, he's got no strength to give that crushing, burning hammer finish of his. Which, again, he has never delivered to Rufguts. Rufguts has never tasted it.
Absolutely. Rufguts is a man who scouted his opponent. I have to say, Kingston likewise. He's avoided the rough driver, as you've said.
Kingston might be out. Blood flow being cut off to his head.
That's two.
That's 2. And
this could be it. We could have a new champion.
Oh, my word. Close. Within inches. Kingston still in this.
And again, is this no brain, no pain at work? I do not know, but somehow he is fighting out of it. Unbelievable resilience.
Back to his feet, fighting through like his championship applies to it. Reverses straight back into the unforgiving turnbuckle. And again, straight back to it.
Yeah, sensible move by Rufguts.
Rufguts sticking with what's working. And again, Kingston reversing straight back into the turnbuckle. An elbow for good measure on each side.
Yeah, Rufguts, if he's going to use that sleeper, needs to get Kingston off his feet, so he can't counter with that driving back into the corner.
Taking its toll on him. You can see Kingston, when he gets out of it, if he gets out of this one, still trying to find his bearings. And again, sucking all the air out of it back into the turnbuckle.
Yeah, and you could see Rufguts was trying to push him down, trying to wear him right down onto the ground, onto the mat.
A flurry of hard elbows. Kingston, good God, there's a lesser man would be unconscious. Rufguts stalking his prey again.
Yeah, looking like he was going for the sleeper again, but no.
Oh, a clubbing blow to the back of the neck, Rusty. Snapmare takedown, and now a taste of his own medicine. Kingston has a hold locked in deep.
Yeah, Kingston is also martial arts background. He has a lot of moves at his disposal.
Into a headlock, forced into the ropes by Rufguts. Rufguts fires him off. And again, sleeper hold. Kingston Eclipse still in this, fighting through everything he's got.
Countered by
Rufguts. And the power into a driver by Rufguts, but nothing left in the tank to go for a cover straight away.
Yeah, beautiful counter by the challenger, but he needs to stay on his opponent.
Kingston might be out. You could have counted to 10 after that, but Guts just didn't have the wherewithal to get to the cover. Finally, and now, lateral press, shoulders down, 1, 2, kick out at 2.5.
Yeah, once again, what if, Jimmy, what if? He needed to get on him quicker. He needed to hook the leg.
Oh, is he calling? This is disgusting. If you've never seen Rufguts, he calls it fish hooking.
He does indeed. And I see one or two enthusiastic Rufguts fans.
Only the two. They must come from outside of Christchurch. We've got far more taste than that. And by the hair, Danny Soul, get onto this. And the hook has been applied. And look at that, disgusting.
Now, I have to say, much and all as I love Rufguts, I would not like his fingers in my mouth. I just want to make that quite
Stretching the
clear.
mandible quite wide, making it difficult to breathe. And Rufguts licking it back off. That disgusting sack of crap.
Well, he's just seeing how wide Kingston can smile, I guess.
And again, fish hook applied. Kingston fighting through, back to his feet.
After all, they do say winners are grinners.
And Kingston employing a very common piece of sign language. And we've got a hook off. Kingston applying the fish hook. Again, taste of his own medicine. If it's good enough for Guts to use, it's good enough for Kingston.
Well, they're certainly stooping to new depths in this one.
Both men fighting for all it's worth, trying to gain leverage. It is like the most disgusting arm wrestle I've ever seen in my life, Rusty.
Absolutely, but a championship at stake. These guys will do anything.
Hook still in, clubbing blows being applied, trying to wear each other out.
And if you bear in mind this match, maybe 10 minutes we're into it, but we had 5 minutes before the bell even rang.
Oh, both with the same idea. Two neck breakers at the same time. Both men slow to their feet. Kingston better off with it.
Yeah, Kingston looking a little bit angry here. Got those wild eyes going.
And a hard whip straight into that turnbuckle. Head of steam running in. Here comes the champion fighting back with everything he's got.
Fires Rufguts again, and my word, the ring literally shifted on that occasion.
Vintage Kingston Eclipse, head of steam, hard elbow, times one. Rufguts, stiff shot to the midsection, off the ropes himself.
Yeah, beautifully countered. Kingston counters back with a knee right to the face.
Staggers Rufguts, who must be thinking it sometime next week.
Yeah, I can literally see those little symbols floating around above Rufguts' head. That must have...
And here we are, the striking of Kingston Eclipse. Again, you've mentioned his martial arts background. And Guts goes down. Hard blow, right hand to the jaw.
And did you see the sweat flying in the air there?
The impact of those blows is something I wish I never see. And here comes Kingston. He beat Guts with a flying elbow last time, going up top. High risk, high reward.
Absolutely. And this time Rufguts a long way from the ropes.
And Rufguts, without the wherewithal going on, the crowd getting behind the champion. Kingston misses badly. Guts, on instinct perhaps, rolling out of harm's way.
Absolutely. And you saw the point of the elbow hit that mat. Full force. 8 feet in the air, 9 feet in the air.
Don't think Guts wouldn't have seen that. That's like a bullseye. It's blood on the water to a man like Rufguts.
Absolutely. This is his opportunity. Hone in on the limb. And he does.
Don't know what you're pointing at me for. Rufguts, here he is, wailing away on a prone Kingston Eclipse. And called it straight to that arm. He saw take a beating. Stiff drop, and Kingston is in trouble.
Yes, indeed. Now, he went for the leg at Soul Survivor. He's going for the arm this time.
Rufguts, if you could spend less time pointing at me, you might get the job done this time. Again, torsion on that arm.
He'd be looking for that Barnett lock, I would imagine. That's
the arm still reached, running knee off the ropes and really applying some pressure.
Absolutely.
2 running knees. Kingston in all sorts of trouble.
Now, what I think you're seeing here also is Rufguts adapting. We saw him going after the neck, looking for the sleeper hold.
He's got a hammerlock applied. Hammerlock suplex. That
Beautiful
cannot
move.
What a manoeuvre. I don't think I've ever seen Guts try that. But Kingston in a world of pain. You can see the agony on his
On
face.
that already tortured limb, on that tortured elbow.
But again, Rufguts taking his sweet
Absolutely,
drive.
and telling us that he's going to go for that Barnett lock. What did I tell you? Here he goes.
Key lock applied. Centre of the ring. Kingston Eclipse. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, this is a bad situation for the champion. This is Rufguts' big opportunity. He knows he could win it from here.
Danny Soul in the position to see what's going on. Kingston getting the crowd behind him. Listen to them roar. Back to his feet.
We know Kingston has an incredible pain threshold. We saw that at Soul Survivor.
He's being tested here. And up, and almost. Was that going for the burning hammer?
I think he was.
Again, palm strikes. The champion fighting his way back out of it. Guts straight back to that injured arm.
Yep, again, thinking man's wrestler, Rufguts, Roddy Gunn.
Back up, driver.
This is it. We've got a new champion.
Oh, too much pressure on that arm. Kicks out with the inside.
Unbelievable.
Rufguts thinking he was smart, putting all his weight on that injured arm, leaving the other one wide open. And applying straight back to that key lock. Torturing Kingston Eclipse.
Now, this is what he's got to do. Keep working on the limb. He didn't get the pinfall he was looking for. Go back to what you're doing. You know it's working. Make Eclipse suffer.
I think we're losing sight here. The first time Rufguts hits his finisher on Kingston Eclipse, and Kingston manages to kick out.
Yeah, incredible effort by Kingston Eclipse. Like I say, extraordinary threshold of pain that this man can withstand.
Again, Kingston arm torsioned, trying to fight his way out of it. Rufguts using all his guile and smarts here to avoid all these blows. Ducks twice.
Yeah, Kingston, I mean, he's trying his best, but I think he's being worn down here.
Stiff blows, fighting his way back. You could hear the shot, you could see the impact. Again, good grief, a lesser man would be 3 rows back.
Absolutely, and again the sweat and the spit flying. Whoa, what do you call that?
Flying dropkick straight into the ropes. Kingston is starting to feel it. Bit of a slip on the way in and kick. That slip gave him all the time he needed to escape.
Yep, now this time it's Rufguts going up.
Rufguts, high risk. Crossing himself. Not really a religious type, and giving again just a little bit of time.
Now Kingston's got to watch it here. His elbow may not be able to take the pressure if he's trying something, trying to lift Rufguts off there.
Kingston thinking high impact. He's got him up.
Can he hold him?
Rufguts is...
Or is he going to dump him out of the ring?
Kingston has him up. What is he thinking? Danny Soul down. Burning hammer! Burning hammer!
And that...
There's a cover, but no official. Danny Soul is killed.
Yeah, Kingston Eclipse doesn't get to count that himself.
And here comes Matt Dochetys with that golden keyboard. What a champion.
What is Matt Dochetys doing?
No, you don't think. Oh my God!
Well,
that was a shot heard round the world. Golden keys are flying everywhere. He's pulled Guts on. Not again. Not again.
Not just a keyboard warrior. I think he's become an in-ring warrior.
Pulling Soul across. 1, 2. Kingston's still in. Kingston's still in.
Kingston
2 counts.
Referee Danny Soul saying, no, no, no. The match is still on.
Glasses are askew. Confusion reigning supreme. Kingston Eclipse somehow still alive.
And there seems to be confusion everywhere. There was no pinfall. Kingston certainly kicked out.
Oh, Kingston getting a measure of revenge. Good God, the impact. Little Matt Dochetys about to enter into a world of pain.
Yeah, Matt Dochetys, I think, should stick to being a keyboard warrior.
Rufguts back on his feet. Back on his feet after that burning hammer.
This is Guts' opportunity. Danny Sell didn't see much of what was going on.
Reverse start. Again, the impact into that corner. Guts has gotten rid of his only ally.
Yeah, I think that's the last we've seen of Matt for a while.
And up goes Guts. Burning hammer. Burning hammer. That's it.
Danny Sell for the count.
1, 2, 3. Champion retains. Champion retains. Kingston Eclipse retains his title.
This time, that is the win.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and still Ultimate Heavyweight Champion, Kingston Eclipse!
Well, what an incredible comeback by Kingston. Again, he survived some absolutely extraordinary torture. At Soul Survivor, it was the leg. Tonight, it was the elbow. But no pain, no brain, no pain. Kingston withstood the pain.
Kingston Eclipse is a true warrior. He's survived Rufguts twice, even though he had no right to. He's got his big gold belt, that championship that is rightfully his.
And he survived a shot to the head with the keyboard warrior trophy.
And this crowd applauding their ultimate champion.
Yeah, absolutely. Danny Soul looking confused.
One more time,
as well
good
he
people,
might.
give it up for your heavyweight champion, Kingston Eclipse!
But there is your champion, the Ultimate Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Kingston Eclipse.
And the adoring public thundering their approval. You've got Rufguts asking the local children what just happened. He is on night.
Yeah, he did not have a clue what was going on at the end there. Neither did Danny Soul, but in the end, 1, 2, 3. I've got to hand it to Kingston Eclipse. I may not like him, but once again, he has shown he is a worthy Ultimate Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
He'll be nursing his wounds. He's a wounded champion, but more importantly, he is still the champion, Rusty.
And Jimmy, I mean, you must have mixed feelings. I mean, your keyboard warrior trophy being smashed and used as a weapon, very disappointing.
Obviously, that just means to me that Matt Dochetys, even though he is now technically the most decorated general manager in New Zealand professional wrestling, next year maybe we give it to someone a little bit more deserving.
And you may need a new trophy. What a sensational match, though, Jimmy. Absolutely sensational.
Time to pause for breath, Rusty. What an incredible contest. Just simply amazing. How in God's name are we going to follow that?
Well, I think Rufguts proved one thing. He did prove that he was a worthy challenger. That was a hell of a fight. I think now, beaten 2 times in a row, yes, Ultimate Wrestling will be looking for a new number 1 contender.
The time has come for our final main event of the evening. It is also the final invasion match of the evening. So if New Zealand can take a win off here, it'll be a tie, 2-2. But if Australia wins, they will win this invasion 3-1. So, it is now my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the captain of Team Australia.
And this crowd, quite thundering their disapproval.
And I have to say, Aussie, 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 this man is a legend.
He is just a little bit left of centre, if you know what I mean. He is an odd human being, slightly eccentric, but he has masterminded this Australian team to getting a 2-1 advantage, which may prove to be the definitive advantage on the way in.
Absolutely, it's a fine line between genius and psychopathy. Alan Payne, I will concede, walks that line very delicately. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. What a great match we are in for.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are joining us, this is the second of our double-header main events. New Zealand trail in this Invasion tournament 2-1. And you've got that man, Alan Payne,
and his opponent who comes to us with an unbeaten MMA record, a former WWE competitor, and a member of Team New Zealand known and gentlemen, this is Reuben de Jong!
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to this contest.
As I said, Rusty, here's the tale as it sits. Australia are up 2-1, and the hopes of New Zealand rest on this man mountain. He is 6'10". He's a strongman competitor. He has wrestled for World Wrestling Entertainment. He's competed in UFC. Look at this man, Reuben de Jong. He shows no fear. Alan Payne doesn't appear to be rattled at all, but perhaps, just perhaps, he is eccentric enough not to know what's going on. The challenge that faces him is immense, and the hopes of New Zealand rest on the broad shoulders of Reuben de Jong.
Indeed they do, Jimmy King. The only way New Zealand can get a draw is if Reuben defeats Alan Payne. If Alan wins this one, it will be a 3-1 clean-up by the Australians. Don't be deceived by Alan Payne. He looks a little disoriented. It was a long trip, I'm sure.
Danny Soul checking with both competitors.
Yeah, Alan Payne is deceptive.
Just engaging in a little casual banter with the crowd. Bell rung, and here we go.
Absolutely. Now, Reuben's going to have to get up.
And look at this. Size advantage, Reuben. Weight advantage, Reuben de Jong. Alan Payne staring up into the face that New Zealand are hinging their hopes on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I grant you that in the physical characteristics, it's all Reuben. Wrestling, however, is not just about the physical.
They say the definition of insanity is trying the same thing more than once and having the same thing happen. Alan Payne just attempted to lock up with the man mountain 3 times and 3 times was pushed off. And a go behind. And a clubbing blow which appears to have just mildly amused Reuben de Jong. Off the ropes, a big crossbody again. Strongman competitor has the smaller man off his feet. Big fall-away slam, impact, middle of the ring.
Yeah, so round 1 honours certainly go to Reuben here. Alan making a bit of a mistake if he's going to try and go power game against the big man.
However, using his brains, using his smarts, getting out of the ring, he's got a 10 count to gather himself.
Absolutely. He won't want to be counted out. That would, of course, result in a drawn Trans-Tasman contest. But he needs to take a bit of a break. Can't quite see from this position what he's doing.
It will be
Come on, around the
something
Kiwis
weird,
in
no
the house,
doubt,
good
Rusty,
people. Let's make
something
some
very
noise up in
weird.
here. What do you say?
What Alan needs to do is use his brain. He needs to outthink Reuben de Jong.
And back into the ring he comes.
Because, yeah, he's certainly not going to outpower the man mountain. But just take a look at this man's physique. Alan Payne is not a small man.
And in regards to almost any other competitor, you're quite right. But he is in with the 6'10" man mountain, the strongman competitor. He is at a severe disadvantage in terms of power and size here.
Absolutely. So he's got to think of ways to out-wrestle de Jong. He's got to outsmart him.
Using his speed and a chop to the back, just disrespecting, thinking he's using brains. What he's doing is he's pissing off a man twice his size.
Yeah, absolutely. But if Reuben de Jong loses his cool, he may lose his focus, and that's what Alan will be looking for.
Going for a lock-up again. A blatant slap to the back of Reuben de Jong.
Yeah, and as you say, there's not a lot of harm being inflicted by those blows. But mentally he'll be getting under de Jong's skin. He'll be frustrating him.
And this crowd thundering their disapproval at Alan Payne.
Yeah, they disapprove of the tactics. Maybe they don't understand the tactics. Like I say, genius, insanity, it's a fine line.
Drop kick. And Reuben de Jong up against the ropes.
This time he staggers in.
Staggered, not off his feet. And de Jong out of the ring.
Now that's Alan Payne using a little bit of speed and agility.
He's using his brains.
Yep,
And Reuben de Jong outside of the ring from his height. That's a long way down. Alan Payne in pursuit outside. Big fall in the hardest part of the ring, and a chop to the back for good measure. A little bit of payback perhaps.
Yeah, and I'd say there's a lot more behind that chop from Reuben than there was from any of those blows from Alan. Now this is dangerous territory here. What's he going to do with Alan Payne?
Back into the ring the hard way. The power of Reuben de Jong is just unnerving.
Certainly is. Alan's got to look for...
And it's just an open-handed slap.
Yep.
Nothing smart, nothing sophisticated, just a good old-fashioned bit of pugilism.
Absolutely. He's got Reuben at a disadvantage.
Choked on the top rope, on the way down, taking the hard way, face first into the unforgiving edge of the ring.
Absolutely, and this is the opportunity that Alan's looking for. He's got the big man down, he's got him exposed.
But taking his time, and we've seen this time and time again tonight. Underestimating your opponent, disrespecting, trying to get some favour with the crowd. And back down onto the floor, Reuben de Jong back up to a vertical base and being pushed straight into the ring post, straight into the cold steel barricade outside.
Absolutely, I don't think Alan Payne was wasting an opportunity there. He was waiting for de Jong to get back up so that he could do exactly that to him.
Stiff shot, now he's not letting him back up.
Absolutely. One of the things about Payne that I like, he's unpredictable. You just literally do not know what he's going to do. And I think that's one of the weaknesses with de Jong, who has a very one-dimensional game plan. It's a power game. Alan has a variety of different ways he can damage you.
In case you missed that, folks, that was salt into the wound. Alan Payne driving Reuben de Jong face first into a New Zealand flag over that hard steel barricade outside at ringside.
Absolutely. You do what you have to do.
Advantage Alan Payne. I'm not going to say he done it fairly, but Reuben de Jong blocking the attempt. Thumb to the eye, face first into the barricade.
Now Danny Soul, I mean, he'll want to show a little bit of latitude here, but Alan Payne very sensibly breaks the count.
Breaking the count, you're quite correct. He is with this. He is cerebral. He is taking every liberty he can. Big shot to the midsection. I heard that from here. Big shot back.
Yeah, there's a lot of power behind that man. Reuben blocks again.
And this time it's Payne tasting cold steel.
And for the first time, Alan genuinely looking disoriented there.
Into the ring, he throws Reuben de Jong, trying to fight this as a wrestling match, it appears.
Well, I think everybody here wants to see this finish in the ring.
Kick on the way in. Alan Payne not letting him get back into it. Hung up on the rope.
Beautiful move.
Draping DDT off the second rope. Rolls him over. Cover. 1, 2. Near fall. Strong kick out. Reuben de Jong.
Yeah, that was a very close to a 3 count.
That's a lot of impact and a lot of weight when you're 6'10", going from that second rope straight down into the hard canvas.
Absolutely. Again, Alan effectively using Reuben's size against him. Crafty tactics.
Taking time to engage with the local crowd before going back and sticking a hoof straight into Reuben.
Absolutely. Might also add that Alan is rather a sharp dresser. I'm looking at those shoes. They are very nice shoes.
I'm not sure how smart he is getting into a fight with Reuben de Jong. If he wants an advantage, he needs to wrestle him. Reuben de Jong, an accomplished, undefeated MMA champion, but currently being ground down and grounded and pounded by Alan Payne.
Well, I think Alan's got the right idea. Keep Reuben down. Don't let him get back up. Just keep stomping him while he's on the ground.
Taking away the height advantage, Rusty, you're quite correct. It gives him hope. It gives him an opening.
Reuben's still got plenty of fight in him, though.
Bringing himself back up using the ropes. Alan back there is delivering kicks to the midsection to drive him back down.
Yep, keep him down. Good tactics by Alan Payne.
Dragging him middle of the ring. Lateral press, pinning predicament. Danny Soul in position, 2 count. And Reuben throws Alan Payne off in the kick out.
Absolutely. With a guy as big and as strong as de Jong, you've got to hook the leg. I do not believe you could ever pin him without hooking that leg.
On his back.
Just too powerful.
Sprung up, caught him by surprise, but again, Payne straight back to work. I'm not sure how smart that was.
Yeah, maybe he didn't do his homework quite as well as he should have done. Both these men fairly hard-headed.
A little worse for wear off the edge of that. Not quite as worse for wear as Reuben de Jong, who still was. There we are, perhaps a delayed concussion.
Absolutely. Both men not looking great at this moment.
Both men down. Reuben de Jong getting a much-needed breather. The crowd willing him back into life here at a packed Riccarton Event Centre.
Well, this crowd know how much is at stake here. Trans-Tasman supremacy is on the line.
Oh, Reuben going for that choke slam. Off sideways. And a rake of the eyes. Again, trying to get an unfair advantage. Alan Payne getting the big man up and a slam.
It didn't quite get him the way he would have wanted.
Back cover, no leg hook, turn. Oh my God, how close was that?
Yeah, stunning stuff. Reuben de Jong just kicking out 2 9/10. 1/10 away from Australia taking it 3-1.
And stiff kick. And again a cover. Danny Sol, just a 1 count this time. Firm power up by Reuben de Jong.
I hope that could be signs for New Zealanders. They might be a little pleased that Alan Payne getting frustrated.
I'm not sure. I would not disrespect a 6'10" specimen.
Yeah, well, he maybe has de Jong demoralised.
No, here comes de Jong. Got a grip of Payne, working his way back up to a vertical base.
Payne trying to keep him down.
No avail. Height advantage, remember. Reuben de Jong. Look at the power of the man.
Yeah, the big man's got the strength.
Arm hook, up, and long way down. Choke slam, choke slam. Both men down, though. How much did that take him out?
Indeed. Alan Payne is down. Reuben de Jong is down.
Wait a minute. What is he doing here? And a stiff blow, disqualify him.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the Jurassic Punk is up to here.
Gets it out. And Reuben with the arm, with the cover. That should be it. That should be it.
Well, Danny Sol, I don't think even saw what was going on.
Here come the criminals, like roaches circulating around the fallen Reuben de Jong.
Double stomp there by the Jurassic Punk, right down on top of Reuben de Jong. Here come the rest of the Australian contingent, as you said.
Reuben has been, look at them, picking up Payne. Reuben has been segregated from the rest of the locker room. Is there no one back there who can come out?
Yeah, and Danny Sol still, he's none the wiser. Has no idea what was going on.
Here comes Team New Zealand. Morales, Misty, Tabitha, who all of a sudden wants to get in the ring.
The Australians are having none of it.
And the Australians pinning the ring. Morales taking a beating in the corner. It's 3-on-1. Tabitha not even allowed in the ring. Misty fighting her way through. And in all of this, you've got Payne dishing a beating out to the prone Reuben de Jong.
And I think Danny Sol signalling that that's a no contest. Hang on, we've got more guys in now. This is the Māori boys coming into the ring. Danny Sol, what was he indicating? He waved something in our direction.
He did wave something in our direction. Again, no one's getting through. The Australians firm in control, and you've got Reuben de Jong still copping a beating. AK Sweet is down. Here come the former tag team's dirty deeds.
We've got women running into the crowd. Kellyanne and Misty right down in front of us.
Kellyanne and Misty in control. Again, Bogan Jesus is being brutalised by the Australian team.
Yeah, he's going to be up for resurrection, I think. He's out of the way.
Tabitha, middle of the ring, being swarmed. And the Hog making it to the ring. Firm chop by the Caveman. Down he goes. Here comes Haydn Daniels.
The genetic crybaby's in there. He goes after the smallest man in the ring, the Jurassic Punk. Watch out behind you, Haydn.
Some leadway, and here we go. It's all on. Battle lines have been drawn, and we're still no closer to knowing what happened to this contest.
Absolute carnage, absolute confusion. I do not know what the decision is.
Morales drop-kicked out of the ring, landing unceremoniously on the steel.
And I think we've got Sid Parker, who's now dismantling the barrier. What's he going to do with it?
He's used to breaking bars, a filthy convict.
Well, I think he's going to make Marc Morales suffer a little bit more. Already destroyed him once this evening.
Hog down at ringside. Tabitha still in, copping a beating inside. Haydn Daniels is being seen to 2-on-1. Here come the wrecking crew.
Here comes the Southern Wrecking Crew.
Cavalry.
Avery is choking out Misty.
Time to clean house.
It's just chaos.
I'll speak from experience. It's the way I think. These are my brothers. We may not see anyone's stupid battles. We may not be on anyone's end but our own. But this is not right.
Did you see that? The Jurassic Punk just took out both Murdoch brothers
Come on,
with a
good people, let's make
spectacular
some noise
double
for
drop
Team
kick.
New Zealand. What do you say?
Still on his feet. Big Stag clubbing the Caveman.
This is unbelievable. It's Pier 6 brawl, and finally it looks like the New Zealanders may be starting to regain some momentum. Still no sign of Reuben de Jong. He seems to be out of it. I don't know where Danny Soul has gone.
Reuben de Jong down in the corner being choked by... Oh, never mind, Murdoch breaking it up. Alan Payne is getting some pain at this point.
And surely weight of numbers, there are more New Zealanders here than there are Australians. They're turning up in droves.
The Kiwis are flooding into the ring. They are taking this back.
Battle of the insane Sid Parker now locking up with Stan. No, locking up with Stan.
Oh. Here comes the champion.
I'm confused, Jimmy King. I'm confused. This is the champion making his way to the ring.
Still
watch out!
Arm.
Here comes the heavyweight champion!
Big clothesline. One after another, after another.
Yeah, Kingston doesn't mess around.
Kingston Eclipse cleaning house, taking back the ring from the invasion force.
Well, we're still waiting for an official decision. Sid Parker wants to use the steps.
Taking himself out, not terribly smart on his part. Kingston Eclipse, Haydn Daniels standing proud in the ring.
Well, I think we may have a moral victory for New Zealand. They have occupied the centre ring. The Australians are withdrawing. But what is the official result of the match, Jimmy King? That is what it hinges on.
Listen to this crowd. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Way! Goodbye, Riccarton in good spirits. And will you be joining them, Rusty?
Well, I think it's a pretty unsportsmanlike way to finish proceedings. What I want to know is the official result. I want to know which team has prevailed.
We may find that out later on, Rusty.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Team New Zealand who's standing tall in the ring!
For now, let's hear it for our boys. They held their own, they fought all comers, and they're still standing tall.
We know the results of 3 matches. We know the Australians won the women's match. We know they won Sid Parker versus Morales. We know that Stan Murdoch won the Caveman match. What is the official verdict on this match?
We may have to wait and see, Rusty. For now, let's just be happy with a moral victory, and we'll be back here next time.